XM202.
Of the morning, while the city sleeps, an uncommon band of heroes unites to fight the forces of evil.
The Opie and Anthony Show.
Oh, my sweet Jesus.
With Op.
I want to be known as notorious.
No.
Ack.
Everyone is always in my way.
Oh, you really are deluded.
And B-Cup.
Kind of fat-breasted and awful.
And surrounded by dullards.
Ben looks like poorly spliced film.
Oh, it's hilarious.
Whenever Steve yawns, it looks like the back of the Batmobile and it accelerates.
Pocketosis.
Eric, you're not going to cry.
Shut up.
And armed with superhuman powers.
He pulls his pants down and just starts leaking into someone's garbage can. That's rule one.
How about if he gives you the old chin tap with his helmet?
That's all right with me.
They are living among us. Average citizens, average heroes, quietly and anonymously continuing to make the world a better place.
Controversial talkers, Opie and Anthony.
We are just dicks. You better just sit back and watch.
Yeah. Wait, what?
The Opie and Anthony Show.
Oh.
But enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
Stop. I can't breathe. Stop.
Okay, terrific.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Okay, terrific.
Who taught you how to do this stuff?
You, all right? I learned it by watching you.
Is that supposed to be sexy?
I don't care. I don't care. I honestly don't care. Don't care.
What side was that, Private Pile?
Sir, left side, sir!
Are you sure, Private Pile?
Sir, yes, sir!
What side was that, Private Pile?
Sir, right side, sir!
That's terrific. That's terrific.
Don't shoot, go ahead! Don't! Shoot! I got nowhere else to go! I got nowhere else to go!
It's over, Johnny.
Hey, welcome to the Opie and Anthony program. Good morning. Morning to all. It's the O&A virus spreading across America. Oi. It's XM Satellite Radio. Hello. We love XM Satellite Radio. It's the only way to go. It's the only way to do radio these days, right, Anthony?
Absolutely.
We're doing it better.
Better, stronger, faster.
We're doing it first. We are the pioneers of XM Satellite Radio. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
What's up, Jimmy?
Hi, Guy.
Hey.
Hi, Aunt.
Is your coffee all good?
It's a little weak, but not bad.
A little weak?
A bit weak, yeah.
Oh.
Sometimes with these iced lattes, a little too much ice will make it a bit watery.
Like the guy drinking it. A little weak. Weak and watery.
Banana food.
Banana food. Who had that stuck in their head
Wow.
all night long?
Wow.
I was singing it around the house like a retard all night long. Could not get it out of my head.
Gotta tell you, man, it was just a little throwaway thing we did yesterday, and the email exploded.
Ring, 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 banana phone.
It's taken on a life of its own. Now there's a heavy metal version. I mean, it is just insane.
You see any of the Flash videos online for it? I was watching a couple. One is just ridiculous. The one with the badgers that keep popping up.
Oh, yeah.
But there's another one where three guys are hanging out in an apartment, and one guy hears the song in his head, and his friends don't hear it, and it just drives him crazy. At the end, he's just sitting against the wall, and he falls over, and blood comes out of his eyes and ears and nose. Hysterical.
You know, we got to get some of those Flash videos up on opieandanthony.com. Oh, they're up there already? Mm-hmm. Okay, it's up on opieandanthony.com, some of the Flash movies you're talking about, Anthony.
I bet Cricket from the XM Kids knows that song. That's some Raffi song. She was talking about Raffi, the artist that does it. Artist.
Yeah.
The guy.
I know. Well, now we know the history of the song, too. We didn't know. We just kind of, Eric brought it in and we played it. It's a sped-up version of a real song.
Yeah, it's a kid's song.
And then you listen to the original, and it's just not as funny or not as catchy. And
everything sped up is funnier. Don't you know that?
Yeah, true.
Throughout history, you speed something up, it becomes a laugh riot.
Here's the original by Raffi.
Ring, 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 banana phone. Ring, 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 banana phone. I've got this feeling so appealing for us to get together and sing, sing. Ring, 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 banana phone.
Banana phone.
Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding, banana phone. It grows in bunches. I've got my hunches. It's the best, beats the rest. Cellular, modular, interactive, modular. Ring, 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 banana phone. Ping pong, ping pong, ping pong, ping, banana phone.
Banana phone.
It's no baloney. It ain't a phony. My cellular, bananular phone.
Wouldn't that song be great in a movie where some, pedophile's just molesting a child in the back of a van and that song's playing? It's just one of those horrific, Reservoir Dog cutting off the ear.
I was thinking like
the Steelers wheel music, like that. Yeah. That music just conjures up horrid images.
I was thinking like the opening scene to Silence of the Lambs.
Something like that?
Yeah, in the van.
Yeah.
Would you? Instead of that Tom.
Ring, banana falls. Oh. Ping pong, banana fall.
It puts the phone in the cradle. It does this when it's told.
Would you?
So that's the original, which is kind of boring, right?
Yeah.
No one would get that version stuck in their head.
No.
But they would get this one.
Ring, 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 banana phone. Ring, 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 banana phone. I've got this feeling so appealing for us to get together and sing, sing. Ring, 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 banana phone. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding, banana phone. It grows in bunches.
That's funny.
I've got my hunches. It's the best, beat the rest. Cellular, modular, interactive, modular, ring, 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 banana phone. Ping pong, ping pong, ping pong, ping, banana phone. It's no baloney, it ain't a phony, my cellular, bananular phone.
There you go.
And it begins for today.
Isn't that wonderful?
I tried to remember that song last night. I swear to God, I couldn't.
Couldn't do it?
It was not in my head.
You
could not. I
insane?
swear I could not remember that
Wow,
song.
what powers you have.
I was going to say, you're one of the lucky
You're
ones.
like Superman.
It'll hit me eventually, but it didn't hit me last night. I was
Yeah.
like, what was that song?
Oh, you think we played it a lot yesterday. And
Banana phone.
then finally, there is now a heavy metal version.
There's like a death metal version of this. Who did this?
Yeah, I shouldn't call it heavy metal. It's death metal. You're right.
It's got some heavy metal moments, though.
It's
a
more
little
death
high
metal. You're
screamy
right.
thing, but
it's taken on a life of its own. Listen to this version.
I've got this feeling, so appealing, for us to get together and it grows in bunches, I've got my hunches, it's the best, beats the rest, cellular, modular, interactive, it's all below me, it ain't a funny, my cellular, bananular phone. Don't need chorus, don't need time to get on a friend of mine. Don't need to hear on TV to have a record time. I'll kill the pizza, I'll kill my cat, I'll kill what else, I'll sit and go around the world, I'm already giving me reasons again.
Ah, yes, the obligatory guitar solo.
Yeah, well, you get the idea. The death metal / heavy metal version of Banana Phone, Anthony.
Sure isn't as cute when they do it.
All the interns in the other room are now rolling their eyes, Anthony, as Noah brings you your food for the morning.
Look, I'm going to take my banana. Look. Hello? Hello? I go, oh, look. Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, you better run out of the studio. You better run out of the studio.
Oh, my goodness. Did you see him today?
I wouldn't acknowledge him because he forgot my apple.
Did you forget your apple?
Oh. Yeah.
You want to talk to him about it? Maybe he should spend more time on concentrating on your order than concentrating on the outfit he's going to wear today.
Maybe we got to play Apple Phone. Ha ha, ring, 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 ring. Apple Phone.
Is he going out to get the apple?
Of course she is.
Oh,
I asked Ben flat out today. I'm like, what were you thinking? I really think him or Steve or both should be fired at this point.
Someone's got to go.
Because they interviewed Noah.
Yeah.
It's a freak show now.
They're saying he wasn't like this when they interviewed him. He came in a suit.
Well, get Steve and get Ben in here. Eric, please.
So now one of the things that are going around is that he's doing an act. You know?
No. I'll tell you why.
Which would really suck because we'd just have to throw him off the show.
Right.
hand on the hips and stuff like that. Certain things might be like the get-ups, but some of
I
that
think
stuff,
the get-ups, like he's trying a little too hard. Oh, believe me, that's no act. The hands on the hips and the way he takes his jacket off to show you his back.
Where's Ben? Because he's the only one that knows what he's wearing. Like Ben, Ben looked him up and down first thing this morning because I guess Ben really needs to be in here for this, just because Noah beat Ben into the office today. And he's wearing, I can't even explain what he's wearing. He's got like Bono type sunglasses on. He's got like what kind of hat is that? It's a
fedora.
Like a fedora.
It's sort of a fedora.
He's got like a white, it looks almost like a white velvet jacket.
Yeah,
he's got like
white.
Gucci loafers on. He's got a scarf that's making him look like Charles Nelson Riley.
Amber sunglasses.
Call up Ben on the banana phone. Herky jerky, banana phone.
Hey Ben.
Actually, Noah's dressed like the Keep on Trucking thing with that stupid hat and jacket. He should be swinging like some kind of watch in front of him.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Ben.
It's Ben.
Yeah.
Hurricane Ben. It's Ben.
So what's going on with Noah today?
First of all, he beat Steve and I to the office, which is a little scary because we get paid. He doesn't even get paid. But when I walked in and saw his outfit, I was like, what the,
What is he wearing? He's got
He was semi-normal on his interview. I mean, he had his suit on, but he didn't talk this way. I think it's all an act. I've come to that conclusion.
Really?
Yeah, because in his interview, he was great. He's like, had all these ideas, show prep.
Maybe he knows that that's what it takes to get the job, and then he goes back into what he actually is when he shows up.
I don't know.
We don't know what that is
and
yet.
We don't know what that is. I'm waiting for him to come in with an ascot. He's a second away from an ascot. He's wearing the scarf. He's got a scarf. He's wearing the white velveteen blazer. It's ridiculous.
He's an intern for a bunch of dudes, man.
You walk in here and instantly you look at him and go, "What the hell is that? Like, what is that person thinking?" He looks like he's backstage at a play waiting to go on. Like that's not something people wear. It's a costume that someone would wear in the wings waiting to walk out on stage and go, "I'm here, darling. I'm home, darling. Been in Europe for a while with the dopey hat. Take it off, do that lunging walk to the hat rack. Give me a kiss."
All he needs is the cigarette with the cigarette holder.
Cigarette holder, bingo.
To walk around.
Look at his. He's got Gucci loafers on. I mean, those are
white velveteen.
You got to get
blazer and a black shirt.
He's got Gucci loafers on. He's got his pants are too long. You've got the ridiculous sports shirt. I mean, it's just
Good
like,
morning, Noah.
I think the kid looks sharp.
He looks
No.
sharp.
Noah is. This is.
No,
this
do you
is
mind if we
Noah.
take your hat off so we can put headphones on you? Jesus.
That is some hat.
That's a good hat.
Thank you.
So what's going on with you, Noah? Are you trying to get attention? Because you got it.
Not at all.
You don't dress like this. No one dresses like this.
This is what everybody thinks is that I'm trying to get attention, but I really swear that this is the way I dress every day to school.
Every day you go to school like
every
that, and people don't make fun of you.
You totally don't believe me, but I
Do
really
they
do.
point?
Dude, come on.
Dude, you know you're inside now. Why do you need the scarf? All the interns are making their way in.
Oh,
the
boy.
interns that don't really get much attention whatsoever, Anthony.
Danny's wound up in his old Navy sweatshirt
that I wear every day pretty much.
Yeah, where's your Gucci loafers, Danny?
Sorry, Nike sneakers will have to do.
Hey, if you want attention, maybe you too should steal a hat off of Jack Klugman's body.
That is what they call a Rex Harrison hat.
Rex
Harrison hat.
See, Ben totally doesn't believe me that I dress like this to school.
Dude, you're getting more and more flamier.
You are what they call flamboyant.
Liberace over there, it's like,
Right.
I live downtown. You're so full of crap. This is totally
It's
an
not
act.
true. Have you ever walked to the campus at NYU?
Yeah, I live in the NYU area.
Yeah.
You are so full. First of all, why would you come in earlier than Steve and I? I don't even get that one. You couldn't sleep. I couldn't sleep last night either. I still didn't come in. You beat me in here. I can't even believe that. For what? And then I walk by. He's got these bad Bono glasses on.
Yellow tinted. They're like amber tinted.
Well, I would think, is it coming in early being a good intern? I mean,
I'll say it is.
Well, there you go.
But now you're inside, so why are you going to continue wearing the scarf and the sunglasses?
Well, it just came from outside, so I'll take
No.
I'll lose the
You
scarf.
walked around from 5 to 6 with the scarf on.
That is true. When I walked in, you had the scarf on. You're walking around. You had the scarf on. It's a.
Are you going to
what is
fight
that,
the Red
plaid?
Baron?
It's some kind of plaid, like a kilt scarf. Little brown, black and white, and red stripes on it, like
It's the Burberry scarf.
It's
Oh,
the
it's
what?
Burberry. Jesus Christ.
It's a what?
Dude, you just look like an ass. Burberry. I mean, I know what that is, so you can rag on me, but nobody else knows what
Ben,
that is.
what's a Burberry?
Burberry, I know it. It's a brand name. I don't
Yes,
like the fact that Ben
Jim
thinks
knows.
that we're all retards.
I know. Ben's like, no one else knows. I'm fashion conscious.
I don't mean.
Wait, you mean Burberry's clothes? We know what it is.
Shut up, Jim.
I didn't know.
Well, whatever.
And now the black shirt underneath. Is that anything we should know about?
No, it's a plain black shirt.
It's just a plain black
plain
shirt.
black shirt. Yeah.
And
By the way,
jeans.
that sport coat is corduroy.
It's corduroy.
He's
Big
right.
surprise.
He's right.
That's corduroy.
Yes.
Who's the maker of the sports jacket?
It's an H&M jacket.
Okay, all right. So, all
There you
right.
go.
And what are the jeans that they're too long?
That's a couple of O's out of that.
There's 7 jeans.
Oh, isn't 7 jeans what girls wear?
No.
What jeans?
7.
I've heard of 7
I don't
jeans.
even know 7 jeans.
7 jeans are like all the rage these days with women.
With the chicks.
Well, I hate to tell you,
How much are those jeans? They're well over $100 a pair now, or something like that.
about 140.
Yeah, $140
Wow,
for a pair of
$140
jeans.
jeans.
This is a girls thing that's going on.
Well,
Girls
let me tell you-
all are saving up their money, teenagers and the like, to get a pair of 7
Let me
jeans.
tell you something, when
I don't know one guy that wears 7 jeans.
Well, yeah, exactly.
I worked for a record company. I met Robert Plant.
Oh, yeah.
And he
Hand.
ordered a pair of 7 jeans. Robert Plant. So,
Yeah,
and he's my
Robert
idol.
Plant.
Dude, still, he's my idol.
He has every right. He recorded Led Zeppelin 4.
Right.
Better known as Zoso.
Yeah, Noah, you've really. I mean,
The singer of Led Zeppelin can wear and pay for whatever he damn well pleases.
Singers of bands like Zeppelin and the Stones could have that is he gay, is he straight thing going on, and no one cares.
Yeah, he thinks he's Mick Jagger over there. He's got the whole Studio 54 Mick
What, a
look
stomach
going.
full of jizz?
And what about the loafers? What are they?
Yeah, and
They're right here.
Gucci. Those are definitely Gucci.
Gucci loafers?
Yeah, and Noah, if you're gonna have the expensive shoes, you should at least get the jeans fitted. I mean,
well, most of my shoes
they're
are
too
fitted.
long.
Let's see the shoes.
Yeah.
What do we got there? Loafers with the little snaffle bit across the front. Very nice, very nice. What do those go for?
$420.
$420. What kind of shoes are they?
Gucci.
They're Gucci, right? Yeah.
So Daddy just
$500.
Daddy just buys all this stuff for you?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Do you say, Daddy, I want to go shopping, or does he buy you the stuff, or do you just go? Does he ask to see it?
No, I go shopping myself, and
You got a credit card?
Yeah.
And
he
pays.
And he pays.
Are you Daddy's big disappointment, or he doesn't really care?
Not at all.
I'm just asking.
No,
I don't know.
My dad's quite proud of me, actually.
Any brothers?
Yes, I have an older brother.
I remember coming home from college, and I came home with an earring in my left ear, and my dad lost his effing mind and said, "Take that earring out of your ear while you're living in this house." And it was a lousy earring. And
So
it was
what about the one on my schlong, Pop?
Yeah, right. And it was, and at the time, it was something everybody was doing, so it wasn't even like out of the norm. I can't imagine walking in and having my dad see me like this.
Hi, Dad. Do you walk in to greet your father dressed like that?
My parents do not care. Last year, I had 4 piercings up both ears. I got rid of them, but
let me ask you.
my parents didn't care.
Wait, Veruca. Let me ask you. How much is the scarf?
The scarf, $250.
Oh.
Wait, that's a $250 scarf, and Ben is going up. He's going higher. Like what? 3 bills?
So he's throwing lower numbers than what his stuff's worth.
How much is it worth, Ben?
How much?
Burberry
I'm
scarf.
being honest.
The Gucci shoes, $500. Gucci sunglasses, $300.
So, someone added all this up.
I mean, he's got. I'm very surprised you would have an H&M jacket on because that would be seen as like, ooh, not.
Well, I mix it up.
How much is the H&M jacket?
It's cheap.
This is like $60.
Yeah.
It's
Wow.
cheap.
So, but his outfit is over
It's
$1,000
ridiculous.
easily.
It's ridiculous.
Do you know that all my clothes, if I added them up, would maybe amount to $2,000?
That's if you threw your furniture in too.
I know.
If I go shopping,
I'm not even kidding, dude. Know how
with
many
$1,000.
Know how many different things I could wear?
Yeah.
Before it adds up to $2,000.
If I go out with a couple of grand to go shopping for clothes, I will have clothes for the year. Like, it will just be that easy. I will have so much clothing in my closet to wear on a daily basis. For him, it's one day.
Yeah, if you go out with a couple grand to go shopping, the woman is going to be the most of the clothes. Come on.
Right.
You know, Noah, it's just...
Well,
first of all, he
he's
threatened
the
to
woman,
fire
though.
me over this whole...
Yeah, because how did he get through the cracks?
I don't know. Look at, I mean, we did well in the past.
Ben, you know what rule we have.
Well, you said when you interviewed me, I was more conservative. But I was wearing that same three-piece pinstripe suit in my interview.
I got to hand it to him. Everyone knows Noah's name. The tall intern that's been here 4 months has something to say. Yes, sir.
I was just about to say, that outfit is so annoying because it's so ridiculous and it gets you so much goddamn airtime that it makes me want to punch you.
Well, hold on. Let's ask a little shorter than tall person. How do you feel?
Yeah, I
about
forgot
this
his
outfit?
name,
I
too.
don't remember your name, but how do you
Noah,
feel?
listen to what this guy... what's your name again?
My name is Danny.
All right, Danny.
Hey, Danny.
Hi, Nathaniel.
Funny you said hi, Danny. Nathaniel went, hi, Danny.
Well, to be fair, that scarf came free with a bottle of poppers, I think. So.
Wow.
Are you into poppers, Noah?
I don't even understand the reference.
No, he doesn't do drugs.
No, he doesn't do drugs.
You're straight edge? Well, not straight, but are you edge?
No, I don't do drugs.
Crystal meth.
Wow, man.
All right, well,
that is something.
You guys are going to have to do something to get more attention around here. Nathaniel, I'm thinking you should come in as a cross-dresser. That could be your thing.
Sweet.
Just start cross-dressing, and you'll get a lot of airtime like Noah.
I was hoping maybe my comedic abilities might get me.
Stop it.
No, not at all.
Stop. You're talking about something like talent?
Right.
Stop it.
Well, can I have any justification at all? I mean, I do consider myself an artist a little bit. I do.
That's right.
No,
he does.
The artist?
Wait, no. I do sing, and I do act, and so...
What have you acted in?
I've acted in different plays. I acted
Besides
school.
20 years of telling your father, like, yeah, I have a girlfriend.
Unconvincingly.
Wow. I see nothing wrong with...
Yeah, what plays have you been in?
What plays have I been in? I've been in Bye Bye Birdie.
I did Bye Bye Birdie. What role did you play?
What role did I play? In Bye Bye, I was the father.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And what else? Anything else?
I was in Oliver.
Oliver. Yeah, but that wasn't a play. He just met a guy named Oliver.
I was in Oliver.
Dude, people... Never mind.
I actually had to...
Oh, okay.
But see, I think there's
people
nothing
got it.
wrong, especially in New York City, with dressing to stand out. Like that, I don't like to blend in. Right. I mean, that's just the way I am. I don't,
After him and his boyfriend finished, he went, "Please, sir, can I have some more?"
Mutsy Fagan.
I'm all for the New York, and you wanted it, but dude, it's so over the top. It's ridiculous. I mean, it really is.
I don't know, Ben. The kid gets here nice and early.
Yeah.
I think he's vying for a producer job. I like the fact that this kid's motivated.
Well, we found your band profile online.
Yeah.
You have a band?
At Garage...
No, just no artist.
At, hold on, GarageBand.com.
Yeah, that's right.
It's, can we say your last name?
Rather not.
All right, it's Noah somebody.
Oh, that's not his name. Actually, you can say that. That's my.
That's your stage
That's what I mean.
name?
That's my middle name. Yeah, you can say that.
All right, Noah Ross.
Yeah, that's it.
Noah Ross.
And your profile reads, I got to tell you, the picture doesn't look anything like what I'm looking at right now, which goes with Ben's theory that this may be an act that's going on here.
It's a total act. Come on.
I was wearing a T-shirt in that picture, and I was trying to look like Rockstar for GarageBand. So that was that was totally posed for that.
All right, well, it says, I hail from...
I hail from Big City, New York.
But you're from Philly.
Yeah, but I've been here for the last 4 years.
Everyone loves saying they're from New York when you're trying to make it.
And I've been singing since I was 6. To me, there's nothing more exciting in the world than to get up on stage and put on a knockout performance. I was classically trained for 4 years. However, I have strayed a bit from the rules and boundaries of opera music. Somehow I got swept away by a love for soul, listening to Stevie Wonder, Michael Jackson, and Robert Plant made me rethink where I would take my voice. I love radio pop music, but it's gotta have soul. If the singer doesn't feel it, how are his listeners?
That's a little odd way to put things. If the singer doesn't feel it, how are the listeners
going to feel it?
Right.
Yeah.
Music is my life, and I am constantly writing music lyrics and working in my home studio.
And that's it. Influenced by Led Zeppelin, Michael Jackson, Queen,
George Michael,
Peter Gabriel, U2,
Yep.
Queen.
There's nothing wrong with Queen, one of the greatest bands of all time.
They were
agree
good.
with that.
You're not going to get an argument from me.
Not one of the greatest, but they were good.
They were right up there, buddy boy.
Ozzy didn't have,
they're no Ozzy.
Ozzy didn't have any.
A couple of
say
songs
in
that
it.
made them popular. They were a little overrated.
Couple of songs
just a
overrated.
couple. Yeah, sure.
Brian May, he stinks, right, Jim?
No, he's good, but
Wow.
they're overrated.
Songs are overrated.
They were.
All right, well, you want to listen to Noah's song?
I would absolutely love to.
no.
How is this done? How is this
he's
put
saying,
together?
oh, no. This is what you've been waiting for, so we're going to get it over
All
with
right.
so we can move on with our radio show.
Now,
that
music.
you have taken over.
Where'd the music come from?
Where the music come from? Over the summer, I was working at a record company, and I met some producer
Yeah,
from
sure you did.
from some Swedish producer.
Ooh.
Uh,
Blonde and hairless.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Nice bubble bath filled with marmalade and scented oils.
He was much older than me, and no
Yes,
way.
he was.
Of course he was.
He taught you. I'm going to teach you a thing or two.
So I auditioned, and we did it. We produced a song together, and that was about it.
But, like, he put the tracks together?
Yeah, he put the tracks together.
And you wrote
I just
lyrics
wrote
to this?
the lyrics, yeah.
And performed it to his music.
That's right.
This is you singing?
That's me singing.
What's the name of the song?
It's called Julia.
Julia.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that the name of the girl you had sex with?
It's actually, how come the N got dropped off the end? All right. It's about Downey and less than zero. All right, now.
Ooh.
Oh, lucky me, I got you with me on the street, strolling down 3rd Avenue. The other girls there wanna put up a fight. You're a wildcat out of the zoo. Shame on my boyish mind, can't contain it. You're just my kind. Julia, you're uncontrollable. Whoa. Got me cornered on the floor, got me crying out for more. So much a treat for a pathetic boy like me to attract. Honey, so sweet. Twice my size, girl, you hypnotize me. Literally knock me off my feet. Shame on my boyish mind, can't contain it. You're just my kind. Julia, you're uncontrollable. Got me cornered on the floor, got me crying out for more. Julia, you're uncontrollable. Got me cornered on the floor, got me crying out for more. Come on now. Julia, 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 Julia. Shame on my boyish mind, can't contain it. You're just my kind. Julia, you're uncontrollable. Got me cornered on the floor, got me crying out for more. Julia.
3 simple words. I am gay.
That's Noah, our intern, and his song Julia.
Gay, totally gay, Liberace gay.
Wow.
It's
Holy Jesus.
Those men wanted to have sex with me.
well,
God damn it, are you fucking with me?
yeah.
I am speechless.
I am stupefied.
I am speechless. The instant feedbacks are flooding in. Frank, gayest song ever.
He sounds like Cher. This song makes me want to dance in a ball bag and grab my the sack of my pool boy. Wow. Turn it off. Noah's latest song, Whole Lot of AIDS. The people are freaking out over here.
Yeah, they're coming in. I've never seen feedback come in faster, Anthony. Wow.
Did Michael Jackson feel up little boys to this song?
Guido writes, I'd rather pretend to be a person with Down syndrome and strap a bomb to my back than listen to that.
I don't know. I thought it had a nice ring to it. It was kind of poppy.
Ring?
His voice sounds like he's in the middle of gay sex.
That really did kind of have a gay sound to it.
So
I think that was
why is Jim here the only one on my side all the time?
Because he's lying, Noah. He's lying to your face.
Well, no, I'm not lying to you. I actually think it's not a bad song, and I just
I mean, if I had to be honest, it's definitely not my cup of tea. I wouldn't go out and buy something like that, and if I walked into a room and that was playing, I'd make sure I'd get the hell out of there immediately. But it's not bad.
It's not bad.
It's poppy. It's it's not something I would listen to, but
Noah, your vocals were atrocious. It was this operatic thing, this affectation on your voice. You either sing opera or you sing pop, and you can never put the two together. There's this operatic. The little tremolo thing you were giving your voice at the end of that.
What about Queen? What about Freddie Mercury?
That's a good
point.
What
about Freddie Mercury? That's not opera.
Well,
the guy has a rock quality to
his
voice.
But he used opera.
It's different. A lot of people can put the tremolo in their voice without it coming off sounding operatic. It just I'm sorry, it had this very gay sound to it.
My radio now smells like ass. That just came in. Makes me wish I had my sailor's outfits.
He's the next David Hasselhoff.
Whoever had Spandau Ballet on their iPod is now admonished. Wow. Well, I guess they kind of like it.
That song made me just test positive. Wow.
I truly appreciate the feedback. It's very
well. It's about Julia.
Nice.
Spandau Ballet. A lot of references to Boy George.
Yeah. Wow.
Julia, kill yourself. Getting all of them coming in here.
All right. Well,
I don't think the girl I wrote this about actually knows about this song, but
I don't think this girl knows you.
Well, I'm going to disagree with that.
Had some sex with us?
Doesn't the girl have to be alive to know about you? Noah makes Boy George look like a lumberjack. Sounds like Queen. Drag queen.
So why don't you send a copy of this to Julia?
To Julia?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of embarrassing.
Why?
Well, where is Julia these days?
California.
What part?
Stanford.
Niagara Falls. Ontario, Canada. Did Mario Cantone write that? I just fingered my own ass for the first time.
Yeah, well, okay. Well, there you have it. Julia, everyone.
Any more songs?
No, that was it.
Oh,
that was
the
first and last of your singing career? What about acting? Any more? You audition for anything?
Not lately.
No?
No.
Noah's song just got played on national radio, and I'd like to remind everybody I'll be at the open mic at the Boston Comedy Club tonight. Welcome aboard, son.
What's your name again?
I hate you. I'm Nathaniel, by the way.
Oh, hi, Nathaniel.
Nathaniel.
Yeah.
When did you start? A couple weeks ago?
October.
When we started, Opie.
Oh, all right. Well, he just doesn't get the attention that Noah gets. I'm sorry. I think that cross-dressing thing could work for you as far as getting attention around here.
Sure.
Kid does a nice job, and so does Donnie, the other guy.
Yeah.
It's Danny.
Oh, Danny.
All right.
Sorry,
nice
Danny.
Job.
All right, Noah. Go back to doing whatever you do.
Whatever it is you do, dressed like that.
Will do.
All right.
Don't forget your hat.
There it is.
Could you wash my apple, sweetie, please? Thank you.
It's not washed?
No, well, he just came rushed in with there's a thumbprint in it, too. So, He's just holding it probably. He was looking at another gentleman on the
Sweating.
Nervous. Might have been a helmet print.
Oh!
All right, well,
He
that's...
just put his hat back on, and I guess
Someone wants to
Eric's
know.
taking pictures.
Someone wants to know if Noah's favorite Zeppelin song is Moby Dick. Oh, very nice. All right, we'll play this little thing, and then we'll continue with the program.
Noah, admitted homosexual, is a bit on the feminine side.
A lot of telltale signs.
That's questionable about my sexuality.
Right.
I have to be honest, I woke up late. I didn't take time to pick out my outfit.
So I went to a psychiatrist who told me that I was a woman trapped in a man's body. Do you shave your chest?
Yes, I do.
Do you shave your butt crack too so nobody gets chafed?
Yes, I do.
I got a question for Noah. Ricky Martin fan?
Yes.
Admitted homosexual.
What celebrity would you have sex with?
God, that's a hard one. I don't know. I'd say Jude Law is a good-looking guy.
Jude Law?
Admitted homosexual.
What is it that made you pick him?
He's decent-looking. I don't see anything wrong with that answer.
Admitted homosexual.
So you'd have sex with Jude Law?
Yes.
Jude Law.
So Jude Law, if you had to pick a second choice, but there had to be kissing involved.
I guess I would go with Matt Damon. I would say it would be
Matt Damon.
Admitted homosexual.
I just love a drive in the country, laughing with Opie and Anthony. That plane is flying awfully low, don't you think, Ramon? Ramon, call 911.
Sam 202.
The Opie and Anthony Show.
Are you breathing? Are you breathing? Now, wake up, are you alive? Will you listen to me? I'm gonna talk about the freaky. Now, someone is gonna die. Will you listen to me? Listen to me, die, listen to me, die. Say, wake up, are you alive? Will you listen to me? I'm gonna talk about the freaky. Now, someone is gonna die. Will you listen to me? Listen to me, die, listen to me, die. Say, are you breathing?
All right, let's go to the phones and talk to Paul in Connecticut. Hey, Paul, what's up, buddy?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hi.
You tell us.
Not much. How are you, little sizzle chest? How you doing?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm very good. Hey, this is killing me. Please play the Banana song. That song's in my head. I think my car's possessed. I'm driving straight to Fire Island. I don't know why. My car's automatically going to Fire Island.
Yeah, that Julia song was very interesting.
That was nice.
From
Had a
the
good
intern there.
beat to it.
All right, thank you, Paul.
No problem.
I think he wanted to say he wanted us to play Banana Phone to get the Julia song out of his
When's
head.
the palette?
Ring, 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 banana phone. Ring, 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 banana phone.
Doug in Chelsea. What's up, Doug?
Yes, hi, boys. How are you?
What's up, Doug? You
Nothing. I have proof that he is gay.
Oh?
Yes. Well, me and my sons, we all listen to your show. We just love it. Let me just start by saying that, sweetie. Okay? But the funny thing was we were all together at the bar the other day, and we were talking about, Noah and whether he's gay or not. And I was like, I think he's gay. And they were like, yeah, I think so, too.
Not as funny as when Jim does it, but pretty good, bro. All right, one more, and then we got to move on here. Let's say hi to John in Jersey. John, what's up?
Hey, good morning, boys.
Morning.
Listen, Noah's got to give back his copy of Rent Boys. The Pittsburgh Public Library is looking for it between February 3rd through 5th. Maybe Norton can bring it back to him.
Oh, come on. Who cares? I'm at the Improv this weekend. Thank you, sir.
Well, here is Rent Boys. We were thinking of making Noah read from Rent Boys, but we're thinking that's just too easy.
Yeah, it's too. That's not why that was created.
And if you're a new listener to the show, I don't know. Should we explain the Rent Boys? We're not explaining stuff these days because we figure people are up to speed or they're going on the message boards to find out about this stuff at this point.
It's pretty quick and easy. Jimmy brought that in as a punishment for the masculine interns. If they screwed up, they would have to read out of Rent Boys, which is just a steamy gay book with very gay lines that had to be read out of it.
You really think it's steamy?
Steamy, Opie. I would say that's pretty steamy.
Is that someone else's review or is that your review?
My review, Anthony says steamy.
You know what? Having him read from this might not be a bad idea. As I had highlighted last time, this has been away for 3 months.
Yeah.
But I had highlighted the next punishment, which I was kind of hoping for Ben or Steve But
you got one highlighted?
It was already highlighted, yeah.
Well, you know what? I think we need to take this to the next level. I think he should read from Rent Boys, but he also should read from Penthouse Forum or something,
and see what sounds more natural to listeners. Maybe.
Exactly, and then we'll have the listeners.
Fill me in first. What Rent Boys is?
Rent Boys is a fine novel.
Oh, you know what Rent Boys is,
no,
Noah.
I really don't know, except from the message boards. That's all I know about it.
It's nothing. It's just a book. It's a little cute book that the interns would read from when they were being punished for a misdeed or something that was done incorrectly.
You have to ask what Rent Boys is by you can see the cover.
Yeah.
Look at the cover.
What do you think that
There is a young man on the cover, shirtless, wearing tight jeans, massaging his breasts.
Can you say man again?
Young man. On the cover of that steamy novelette.
Oh.
Wow.
So I highlighted, as a punishment for Ben, like from right there to right there. It's a paragraph. It's not that much. It'll take you a minute to read.
Well, all right, hold on. Though we got to find some kind of steamy
other side too.
Yes.
Okay. Tell him the page. He could probably just read it off the top of his head.
Oh, that was.
Oh, that one. I love that verse.
No, why are you sitting down and getting comfortable?
Well, apparently I have to read. Let's see what you stand up and read.
This kid's always got an answer. I like it.
Eventually. Leave. We got to do a couple other things. We'll get back to you.
Yeah?
Please?
Sure.
Well, because we don't have the other thing yet, right?
The thing.
The thing.
The other thing.
We don't have any penthouses in the
there he goes.
office? That's Hustler. Does Hustler do the letters? I don't even know.
Did you see the way he spun out of here? Jimmy saw it.
Yeah.
He grabbed the door and did a pirouette out the door as it shut. With one arm kind of up in the air.
Are we getting his latest outfit on the internet? All right, good. You can go to opieandanthony.com.
When is he going to come in just wearing the gimp suit from Pulp Fiction? That would be very appropriate.
Yeah.
The zipper over the mouth. Oh, wow. There you go.
Anthony,
Very
speaking of singing, you want to go through some of the American Idol from last night? Maybe just a couple of the people that stood out?
Time to bring out the Noah. Noah's sleeping.
I'm killing my mother. I'm killing my mother.
A drooling Marcellus Wallace getting it in the keister. Oh, what an awful part. Yes, Obi.
Well, we were talking about singing, and Noah, I'm surprised he didn't try out for American Idol.
He's a natural, isn't he?
And we're down to what? The last of the preliminaries?
Last night they got done with the, it was the last open audition, and they've picked everybody that they're going to pick, and then we go to they go to Hollywood, where now you have to perform, on the stage in front of the judges, and they give you things to do. And now it really heats up, because some of the people that got through marginally, that are so happy that they made it through, get nothing but a big lap full of disappointment.
Okay.
They showed a couple of clips in the previews last night, and I can't wait, because some of these people they kind of stunk, but through sympathy or something, the judges let them through, and I just love devastating disappointment. I love watching people just weeping on their knees on the floor outside the backstage. It's the best part of the show.
All right, we want just to play two of the people that sang last night.
Yeah.
A guy named Victor. What happened?
What was that?
What was that? The listeners didn't hear that. Big Kev, what was that?
Danny just came in with Noah's hat on, and he's prancing around.
He's prancing. Danny is now prancing around with Noah's hat on.
It's no bit with Danny. Danny wants to beat the crap out of him.
I know.
He's had it with Noah. He has completely had it.
Really scary.
All right, Victor the angry guy.
Yeah, Victor, I guess, showed up last year and auditioned and was told, he stunk because he's awful. His singing is awful. And again, he showed up. He's all cocky. Before he goes in there, he looks at the camera and says how good he is and how he deserves to be on American Idol and how he's a star. And he gets up there and just stinks on ice, and they tell him how much he stinks, and gets thrown out, and he got a little angry.
Why do you build me up, buttercup baby, just to let me down and mess me around? And then first of all, you never call baby when you say you will, but I love you still. I need you More than anyone, Paula, you know that I have from the start. So build me up, and Brandy, please don't break my heart.
Okay, all right.
Thank you so much, Victor.
You know,
How do you get up on stage, sing like that, and think for a second that you are going to be in? For a second. You can't hear yourself? Ugh.
This is what the judges had to say.
Oh, yeah.
Should we just do this together, you guys, on the count of three? 1, 2, 3. No.
Victor, you are a terrible singer. You are a terrible dancer. You have no charisma.
Terrible.
I mean, everything.
No charisma?
No.
I've seen some of those people that you sent through there, and I know I'm a lot better than that.
Oh,
a
dude,
lot better.
come on.
I got all the energy.
Victor.
I got a wonderful voice.
Victor, you know what? It doesn't matter what we think. All that matters is what you think anyway.
Your voice is terrible.
It's definitely what America thinks.
Victor, America would hate you.
America would not hate me.
They would hate you, Victor. Honestly.
Vic, man.
Let me tell you one thing. You don't forget this name because I'll be back.
Yeah.
Might not be back on this show, but I
Victor,
definitely will.
Victor, if you manage to get a #1 record in the next 6 months, I'll pay you $50,000.
I'll raise it to 100.
I'll pay you $100.
$100,000.
What about William?
Really?
Come here. It's a bet. It's a bet.
I'll definitely bring it on, Simon.
That's a bet. You don't have to pay me, I'll pay you. Because, Victor, you can't sing.
That's fine. I
All right,
appreciate
thank
that.
you, man.
I really appreciate your honesty.
We appreciate yours, too.
Oh, Paul has got to be all sympathetic to the person. He was a real tool. And you heard that. Simon told him he'd give him $50,000, and then Paula told him she'd raise it to $100,000, and so did Randy, $100,000, if he was able to get a #1 record in the next 6 months. Because the guy thinks he's just...
#1 like song?
Yeah. I mean, the odds of that happening, even if you're good, are really slim. This guy doesn't have a chance, but he got a little confused, I think, as to what Simon was saying about the bet that he made.
Right.
Simon bet him, he'd give him $50,000 if he had a #1 song in 6 months.
That's all I gotta say. A bunch of this is I can dance. I can sing. Right now I do not want the cameras in my face. I'm a little right now. I made a bet with Simon. He's gonna pay me $100,000 if I can get a record contract in the next 6 months. $100,000. Or you know what? Anybody in America, sign me up. I'll give you half of the $100,000.
Yeah, nice offer. If that had actually been what Simon said.
Victor, if you manage to get a #1 record in the next 6 months, I'll pay you $50,000.
I'll raise it to 100.
I'll pay you $100.
And the guy's going around going, a record deal. He goes, if I get a record deal in 6 months. No, you tool.
And then Victor continues here.
I can move around. I'm not all fat like Ruben. I'm better looking than Clay. I definitely think so. Definitely. And you know what? I'm taking Simon's money. I will get signed in 6 months, and I will take his money.
Delusional.
Totally. What an ass. Every year they get those people that just can't believe that they didn't make it through. They have no clue why they didn't make it through. Because you stink. Some people just don't have talent. You're one of them. But I guess that's what makes the show entertaining.
I actually watched American Idol last night and found myself kind of getting caught up in it.
See?
You're kidding?
Nah, because I was too tired. I had to cancel the show. I was too tired. So I'm like, I'm going to stay home, eat, and maybe watch a little State of the Union and go to bed. And
we got to talk about State of the Union.
Kind of fun.
A little bit here.
Yeah, I actually enjoyed Simon last night. I really was annoyed, but I had to be truthful.
I like he's very honest with these people. I think he's doing less of an act now than he was the first couple of seasons.
That's possible.
Where he was really turning it on. Now he just sits there, and if somebody sucks, he's just disgusted. Sits back in his chair. He's like, no.
There was
awful.
There was one guy, the guy whose brother made it and he didn't.
Yeah.
Who came back and Randy kind of let him through and Paula kind of let him and I think Simon was the deciding vote.
He was.
And he was kind of looking at him and just went, "It's a no." And he was so.
It's a no.
And he goes, "Look, no, it's a no." It was just so quick.
No. He goes, can I sing another song?
No.
It's a no. Yeah, leave. The guy's brother made it, and they're twins. The first audition, they actually went to 3 different cities to try to audition. The first one, they were together, did like harmonies and stuff, and they both didn't make it through. The second one was in Vegas. One brother shows up, does well, they send him through. So now the last one in San Francisco last night, the other brother shows up, sings, and they tell him it's a twin brother. And they tell him, no, your brother's better than you are.
Oh,
and
man.
he made it through. You're not making it through. That's got to be devastating for a twin brother.
Sure. Ooh. All right. Well, now the showstopper last night was Matthew.
Oh, this guy comes on very, very effeminate and opens his mouth, and what came out was a woman's voice, a woman's speaking voice, not even singing. And then when he started what he called singing, it was just ridiculous.
Here's Matthew.
Hi, what's your name?
My name's Matthew.
Oh, hi, Matthew.
Hi, Matthew.
Hi.
So why are you here today?
Oh, gosh. I'm here because it has always been my dream to be a singer.
And you love Kelly.
I love Kelly, yes.
Wow.
I adore her.
Wow, okay. Well, what are you going to sing for us today?
Before Your Love by Kelly Clarkson.
Oh,
cool.
Go for it.
This is a fat dude.
Yeah. It's a big
That's
fat
a guy. That's a fat guy.
Yeah.
Hearing that voice, I'm waiting for him to start singing, Julia.
Julia, I'm going to sing Julia.
No, it doesn't even sound like a gay
it was
voice.
a woman's
It just sounds
voice
like a woman's
coming out.
voice. I was online last night. One of our listeners IMs me and goes, "Dude, you watching Idol?" I'm like, "Why?" He goes, "Just turn it on."
Yeah.
And I got to see this guy, and I'm like,
That was a
this,
wreck.
This is unbelievable. Here's Matthew singing.
I never lived before your love.
This is a guy.
I never felt before your touch. I never needed anyone to make me feel alive. But then again,
Ring, 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 faggot. That is a woman's voice.
Did he make it through?
Hell no.
He's actually not a bad singer.
Yeah.
Androgynous, crooning fatso.
Really?
Just creepy to watch, though, that
That's
voice
his
coming out of that
stage
guy.
name. That goes up on the marquee when he performs.
All right, well, here's the judges on Matthew.
Oh, my God. Oh my God.
Oh, my God.
I'm jealous of you.
Did anyone ever say to you that you sounded like a woman?
Yes, I get that a lot.
Oh, that's hurting.
Yes, I've sang at church, and one lady came up to me one time, and she's like, you know, I was sitting there, and I was closing my eyes, and I just thought, oh, this beautiful voice, it must be a skinny black woman. And then I opened my eyes and
They
saw
say you sound like a skinny black woman. Wow.
Oh, my God. I don't know what to say. Simon, I don't know what to say either. Simon, you can say everything on this one.
I feel Matthew has more important decisions to make in his life because we're not sure whether it's Matthew or Martha. You know what I mean?
No, is Martha the name of a skinny black woman?
No, if I was a skinny black woman, I think I'd be like Shakiki or Shaquana.
Shakiki.
But you know where I'm coming from here, Matthew, don't you?
Yes or no to Hollywood?
Absolutely not, I'm afraid, Matthew, but maybe we'll see you in the future.
Paula? A better song that suit you would be picking a male vocalist.
Okay, definitely.
Randy? I'm really just confused, just like everyone else.
It was a tribute. Matthew did a tribute.
Yeah, tribute to Kelly Clarkson.
Thank you so much, Matthew. You were awesome.
Yeah, that is a guy. I can't get over that.
He walked out of there and had to be consoled by some guy. He was just crying like crazy, and some guy hugs him. It's wonderful.
A clearly emotional Matthew Miller was consoled by his fellow contestants.
You just hang in there, okay?
Big weepy mess.
And he's fat.
Oh yeah.
I didn't see him.
He was just.
What did Simon say? He has more important
decisions to make in life.
Meaning you might want to chop that off.
You might want to lop off that useless piece of meat you pee out of.
You might want to put on a robe and go see your boyfriend who's across the street robbing a bank.
Oh, it's just a big, round, chubby, messy one.
Algeria, they're a bunch of crazy people over there.
Wow, that's something, huh, guys?
Yeah.
Well,
he didn't make it.
All right.
Next week they start the process now.
Oh my God! I just found something we got to play after hearing that. I'm just scanning and it just popped up. Lucked out on this one.
Oh.
As we go to break, Anthony, a Stephen Lynch song that kind of. What? You know the one I'm playing? Yeah. It's about Matthew. Oh. So Stephen Lynch is here, and you got a song for Julie, the transvestite pre-sex op mess.
Yeah, I dated somebody like that one.
Okay.
And hermaphrodite is the technical lingo.
Hermaphrodite.
Well, I had a personal experience with one. So
You did?
Yeah, I wrote a little song about it.
Okay.
She's part girl, she's part boy. She's got parts everyone can enjoy. She's got more, she's got less. She's got her manhood tucked in her dress, yeah. Is she a mister or is she a miss? Does she stand up when she's taking a piss? She's my little girl, she's my little guy. When I try to please her, I get poked in the eye, yeah. She wears lace and she wears flannel. She watches football and the Lifetime channel. What's that bulge under her nightie? It's just my hermaphrodite, yeah, hermaphrodite. Some things are white, some things are black. Some girls wear makeup, mine shaves her back. She is still beautiful, she is still fine. It's too bad her package is bigger than mine, yeah. She looks like Cher, but she's built like Sonny. She loves Brad Pitt and finds the Three Stooges funny. Who's that girl with the grip so mighty? It's just my hermaphrodite, yeah. Hermaphrodite, hermaphrodite, hermaphrodite.
Be kidding me.
From O&A Pictures comes a true story of one man's pain.
It does hurt.
And a family torn apart.
And it makes you feel really funny right after it happens.
The War of the Kumias.
I had the yelling parents too growing up until they got divorced, and it was just, you know. And then you'd see like the old man and take the plate full of spaghetti and throw it, and it would hit like the wall next to the phone. And you're sitting there horrified watching the spaghetti slowly go down the wall. Oh, and the horrified kids.
Did Dad actually leave after the fights?
Yeah, a lot of times, sure. And then, you know, you'd be able to go to sleep because the yelling would stop. First, Mom would have to wind down a little. You know, even after Dad left, she's still going.
Eat that shit like I need a fucking hole in the
I'm
head.
trying to sleep. He's gone.
Son of a bitch.
Shut up. Shut up.
That way, is that the...
Oh, God, he's been gone a half hour.
When would he come back?
The next day?
Yeah, like the next day. You know, they'd be sitting down watching, like, Ronan Martin's laughing. Everything was fine. You know, and then out of nowhere, you'd hear the rumbling. You'd be in bed, and you'd hear, like... and then you hear from the kids' room. Can't you two just shut the fuck up for, like, one night? And then we were pretty young, so, you know, we got, you know, called into the room, and Mom sits down and goes, me and your father, I want you to know, and I want you to know it has nothing to do with you. We're divorced. Oh, okay. Could I go out and play now? How's this going to change my life? Does this mean I don't have to listen to... Oh, it does? Okay. So it's a good thing. Great. Well, thank you for staying together for so long and really, like, torturing us. You couldn't have pulled this one, like, 5 years ago?
That fucking asshole.
When maybe we couldn't remember as much and didn't have to listen to the yelling and screaming?
No way, is that...
Here's an idea, Pop. There you go. Right back into the Huntington boat ramp. Give that a whirl.
The War of the Kumias.
You gotta figure you're gonna just sit there disgusted having to listen to this crap.
XM 202. The Opie and Anthony Show.
Hey, just a reminder, your pals Opie and Anthony will be on CBS Sunday morning.
They will.
I think it's this Sunday, right?
This Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday.
With Charles Osgood.
Charles Osgood.
I don't know when. It'll be on between 9 and 10:30, I believe. And unfortunately, you will not see Jimmy Norton on CBS Sunday morning because that was the day he decided to take off, and in his place will be Rich Voss on national TV.
Great. I was in Albany.
Yeah, it was really worth going to Albany, huh?
I miss everything.
Damn.
So check that out. It should come across pretty well, huh? Talking about indecency and the Janet Jackson thing because it's a year later and blah, blah, blah.
We'll see what they do with it. Ads are down for the Super Bowl, by the way.
Of course.
I think it has to do with that whole thing.
Of course, because every year people were, looking forward to the ads. There was a, oh my God, what are they going to do this year type of thing.
This is why the government steps in and any kind of art goes out the window. And people that say that the government isn't stepping on artists' toes is full of it and delusional. Because here's what happened. They made a big fuss about the commercials last year because of the Janet Jackson thing. It got all lumped in and said that the commercials were offensive.
Mm-hmm.
We have to tame them down, blah, blah, blah. So now this year, companies don't want to spend a whole bunch of money on the same cookie-cutter safe commercials. The only ones people remember are the outrageous ones, the ones that stand out.
The horse farting.
Right, things like that.
Yeah.
Things like that, the ones that stand out. And now, because everyone's so scared of government fines, they don't want to make commercials that are cookie cutter and calm and safe, and then spend umpteen $1 million airing it when no one's going to remember what the hell they're for. So there you go. They're down. You won't be seeing a lot of the entertaining, fun commercials.
We're not going to see Mickey Rooney's ass. Ooh. There were some other ads they already pulled. Ford is pulling a Super Bowl ad with a lusting clergyman. What was that ad all about? Does anyone know?
Really?
And a few others they've passed on. Pablo Picasso said it best, Anthony, when he said, the true enemy of creativity is good taste.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
In the advert released to the press this week, a Christian clergyman finds a set of car keys in the collection plate. In the church car park, he finds a new Lincoln truck and begins caressing the vehicle, but stops when a parishioner arrives with his young daughter and explains that the child dropped the keys in the plate by mistake. After collecting himself, the clergyman posts his next sermon theme, lust, on the church's outdoor sign. The group representing U.S. victims of sexual abuse by Roman Catholic priests urged Lincoln to withdraw the ad. The group said the commercial trivializes childhood sex crimes by trusted clergy. Because the clergyman is caressing a Lincoln and lusting after the car, they are mad that... See, this is where we're at. This is where we are. Welcome to America.
Here's why I don't mind them yanking it. Only because if you tried to poke fun at Islam, there'd be an uproar.
I think we should be able to.
I absolutely agree.
I thought that Volkswagen ad that turned out to be a hoax was hysterical.
Which one was that?
It's one of the new Volkswagen cars. I'm not even sure what the name is, but it's in Europe somewhere. And obviously an Arab Islamic guy is driving this thing, pulls up in front of a crowded restaurant. He's got an explosive belt on, and hits the button. And it goes, but the whole blast is contained to the inside of the vehicle. It doesn't blow up the car or anything. And it's something to the effect of, he's got to pick a better car, for that purpose, something that's going to blow apart. It's just the car full of smoke, and everyone at the restaurant doesn't even notice anything happen, And Volkswagen was outraged that because they didn't make the ad, and they started getting all kinds of complaint letters. How could you put out a commercial like this? But it turned out a couple of guys just made it, and put it on the web as a Volkswagen ad. But, I mean, that's funny. And would that be offensive if it played in the U.S.? Yeah. I don't think so. It's a little dark, of course, because, it involves terrorism and explosives and stuff. But it's that kind of stuff that we just can't see anymore in this country. Can't see it.
How about an ad for, on that, we don't have an ad for, minivans, where you're pulling out of a river and you just pull two little bodies out, throw them in a bag, and the van starts right up and you drive away.
Right up? Sure. I like that one. From Mercury Outboard Motors, when you really just got to start it up and get back home.
The obsession continues. I thought it was over. I really thought it was over.
There's plenty of things like that, sure.
All right, well, we're going to be on CBS Sunday morning, and we'll give our 2 cents, Anthony, with others.
Yes.
So it should be fun. And I don't know, I think Donnie Deutsch is going to run our interview. sometime.
When's that happening?
Well, he got mad at us because we wouldn't go back and redo our interview, and we just didn't feel like it because it's not that important to us. We did a really good interview for Donnie Deutsch, and then what happened? Michael Powell stepped down, so then our interview was, according to them, outdated, so they needed us to do it all over again. And we're like, you know what? We don't need to go on TV that bad. It's a big hassle to leave the radio show at 10 and drive to Jersey and wait till like 1 to tape and then come back. It's like, you know what? If you either use the one we did or, oh, well.
It's like we were saying, you know, we really don't want to talk about the FCC. We don't want to talk about Michael Powell, blah, blah, blah. And then CBS Sunday Morning shows up, and we talk about the FCC and Michael Powell.
Oh, yeah, I guess you're right, huh? I guess we're hypocrites just like anyone else out there.
Yes, we are.
At least we admit we are. Okay, couple things going on here. Also, don't forget, Monday and Tuesday, we're going to be broadcasting live from New Orleans at the Crazy Horse on Bourbon Street.
Yeah.
The show is hitting the road again, and that will be on the air 3 to 6 Eastern time. We're not going to do mornings because, you know, there's no one really drinking. That's well, they are drinking, but not as much as if it was an afternoon radio show.
They're coming off the end of a night drinking at that hour, you know, so they're staggering to their rooms to go to sleep. We want to catch everybody right when they started up and, you know, a few hours into their beginning of their drinking. And ours.
Yeah, we got a great location. So if you're a fan of the show and you happen to be down there, great. Stop by and say hi, okay?
Hey, that balcony's a little thin, huh?
Is it?
Like it's well, they're not known for their real wide balconies in New Orleans. What's that?
Like 2 to 3 feet
like
wide.
Like 2 to 3 feet wide.
Are you kidding?
Yeah. So we're not going to have like chairs and a broadcast table or anything. We're going to be standing up with headset mics on, and the earphones with the headset mic. We're all going to look like Ashley Simpsons. With a little headset strung in front of us. A little weird. I kind of like the security of a microphone.
They told us we're going to look like Garth Brooks.
Is that what they said? Garth Brooks?
Yeah, it's like the older version of that microphone.
Oh, great. Fantastic.
Well, anything's an improvement over the last time we went to Mardi Gras, and poor Jimmy Norton looked like Howard Cosell.
Oh, we had I had the Dan Rather from the convention floor. Wasn't that him?
Yeah, the big headphones.
On the Democratic National Convention, he had the big headphones with the antennas coming up off of them. And the big headset thing slung in front of your face.
Yeah, well, it'll be fun.
There's something to be said for holding a microphone, though. You get a little more, it's a security issue, you know? Kind of, you get security on stage, right, Jimmy?
Yeah.
Holding the mic?
Yeah,
like
I mean, I prefer it. A wireless, when I did Tonight Show, maybe do a wireless, which is a little odd because you don't know what to do with your hands. You know, it's like, what do you do with your hands? You're holding a mic.
That's weird when you go on a show like that. Yeah, what do they got? Do they put a clip-on mic on
wireless.
You? A wireless. So then what do you do with your hands when you're used to holding a microphone?
I kind of just, when I wasn't too sure, I just kind of did the Pulp Fiction dance where I put my two fingers in front of my eyes and waved them back and forth. And I just didn't.
That's effective.
I didn't say why I was doing it.
All right, are we ready for Noah?
Yeah.
All right, okay. Well, what's going on here, Anthony? We're pretty much gonna test Noah. I don't know.
I think we'll see. This is an ongoing investigation. There's plenty of circumstantial evidence, but no real hard evidence as to his.
But he swears he had a girlfriend, Julia, and he wrote a song about her.
I know, sure he does.
You want me to play the song again? Or?
Please no.
Okay.
Please no.
Just to prove that.
No.
You sure?
Positive.
Just a taste?
I don't ever want to hear that again. I really don't ever want to hear that song again.
Just a little sample. How's that?
Why would there be any reason for
Come on, just a little sample. Because, people are just waking up. And
yeah, exactly.
And maybe they didn't...
subject to them.
Maybe they didn't hear Noah's song, so we should just play a little piece of it here, okay?
Ring, 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 banana phone. Ring, 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 banana phone.
Oh, thank God.
Who didn't see that coming?
That's actually a little tougher than I remember it. I like it.
All right, where is Noah?
Right here.
Wow, Danny just pushed him really hard.
Danny's pushing him.
It's really getting bad.
Well, we have a paragraph from Rent Boys, which is that steamy gay novelette about boys and sex and none of those icky women thrown in there.
Yeah, this was something
ruin
that
it.
This is something that Jimmy brought to the show. No surprise there.
Yeah, as a punishment for the manly interns we have.
It's a book called Rent Boys, and when the interns, messed up, we made them read from this Rent Boys book. It's
Pretty
funny.
embarrassing because it's really hardcore gay stuff.
So what am I getting punished for? Is my question.
Will you shut up until we introduce you?
We're interrupting Ope just there. That's your punishment.
Yes. So the book went away for, 2 months, right?
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden we're like, hey, where did that Rent Boys book go?
No one wanted to fess up to where it was because no one wanted anyone else to know they knew where it was. So it just disappeared. It's like, oh, well, it's in my office in the drawer.
Yeah. So we're all like, I don't know.
Where is it?
Whoever knows where it is a homo.
Isn't that gay book or something?
Right. It was so funny how no one would even attempt to tell where it was.
It's around here somewhere.
And then everyone made believe they really didn't know and started kicking things around.
Someone found it very quickly.
Yeah, who found it?
Who found it?
It was sitting on top of Jim's desk.
Who found it?
No, it wasn't. We don't make things up here, Eric. Where was it? It was over there somewhere.
No, it wasn't.
It really was on Jim's desk?
Was it on Jim's desk?
Jim had was sitting on Jim's desk.
It was not on my desk.
Faggot. The one you don't use.
I don't have a desk. My desk isn't arrived yet. They had that plastic play school desk, which I can't use.
How do you write on a desk when there's little square and round holes in it to put the pegs in with the plastic hammer? That awful play school.
Yeah, and
and didn't they put little things on it? Like
I don't
toys and stuff.
I don't go near it.
Like it was like a bit or something they were trying.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I know Bruce is ordering me another one. I don't have my computer, nothing, so I never spend time in the office.
No respect.
That's all right.
I don't even know why you need a desk and a computer. You're here 5 minutes before the show starts, and you're here maybe 10 minutes after the show ends.
Maybe because he's got to leave right away to get to his computer.
Exactly. Maybe if I had more time, I would be able to do a little bit of work here.
There you go.
Go on a Drudge Report.
Yeah.
Hey, bit idea for tomorrow, boys.
Hey, I found something. Found a little something.
Little something.
Well, here's a test we're going to do with Noah. We got Rent Boys, and then we got something from Penthouse Forum, I believe, right?
Penthouse Forum. You know how these things are. People write in these fake fantasies and push them off as real.
Can I suggest that we start with the real hot Penthouse Forum letter, and then end with Rent Boys so everyone has that awful taste in their mouth?
Yeah.
Nice way to phrase it.
Yeah, really, Opie. Jesus.
What do you think? Or do you want to let the gang off?
As long as it all ends with the banana song, I don't care.
All right, but do you want to let the listeners off the hook and do the hot Penthouse Forum thing last?
You know who's reading this? How hot do you think this is going to be?
Oh, yeah, good point.
How hot do you think a Penthouse Forum letter is going to be with him reading it?
Well, the whole thing is, the whole test here is the comparison. So which one do you want him to read first, Anthony?
Well, might as well let him read the one that's going to make him puke first.
That would be the Penthouse Forum.
Right.
Yeah, obviously. Okay. Noah, you're an actor, right?
Yep.
I am an actor.
So, you see the highlighted paragraphs of Penthouse Forum?
Yep.
Why are you going?
Where's mine?
This is
because
supposed to be.
It involves girls.
This is supposed to be really hot.
No, this is like storytelling time. It's a little weird.
But you're an actor, right?
Yeah.
So you could really present this as dialogue and not just reading it all monotone, right?
And why are you still wearing the $300 scarf?
Because it's $300. He doesn't trust any of us.
Earlier,
Danny will take it and hock it.
Earlier, you said that it's because you just came from outside.
Yeah, forgot to take it off.
Burberry.
What is it?
Burberry.
Burberry?
Yeah.
Burberry.
Of course, Ben knew that. Hey, not that these guys know.
I know.
Boston ass.
Bono wears one.
What are we, bums?
You have a bunch of asses that work for us.
What's that stuff? It's toilet paper. These guys don't use that. They just use their hands and then wash.
I don't like monkeys.
Eventually, we got to get Steven here to talk about his imaginary friend, Ramon.
Ramon.
What the hell is going on with that?
Call 911.
Ramon, fill the bucket with peroxide and lower my head into it.
Ramon, clean that up. Or is it clean this up?
His pal Ramon.
He's got a pal, an imaginary friend named Ramon.
Ramon.
And we're wasting time with Noah?
I know.
There's major issues going on with Steve.
Steve is a bona fide horse's ass.
Ramon. What? All right, Noah. We're ready.
Okay.
Give it your all.
All right.
I'll read along.
So this is the penthouse one.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Get into character now. You're
Okay.
a heterosexual male. Really work it.
That's not going to be too hard, but okay.
Obviously.
Not reading from this. Yep.
All right. I pulled off her pants and panties. I took off her shirt and used it to gag her mouth. She was left with only her bra, and I told her she was now my slave.
This is your acting?
Dude, start over.
This is like
man.
acting?
Okay.
There are
Read
guys
this
in their
like-
car that just want to jack it.
Read this like dialogue. Now picture this scene. You're one of these kiss and tell guys. You're a guy with his buddy. You're sitting at the bar. You railed this girl that both of you have been looking at, right?
You're like a construction worker.
Yeah, you're a construction worker.
Just
You
off
started-
the job, you went for a few pops at the local tavern.
You're crass and rude. You have no, you don't hold back to your friends with the sex stories. You tell them. So you gotta kind of, you lean over to them. You've done a couple of shots, and now you're explaining what happened that night with this chick.
All right. I think I needed that motivation, but now I can do
No
it.
problem.
Now
Her
I can-
name
now I
is
can do better.
Julia.
Julia.
All right, here we go. All right.
Okay.
Let's go. Okay.
I pulled off her pants and panties. I took off her shirt and used it to gag her mouth. She was left with only her bra, and I told her she was now my slave. She nodded her approval, and I caught her raw. Her breasts were 2 huge pillows with dark, chunky nipples. I began licking and sucking those sweet titties, biting her left nipple while squeezing the right. She was squirming, and I realized she was having a massive orgasm while I dominated her. By now, my cock was so hard it was painful. I dropped my pants underwear without warning, plunged my 9-inch tool up her pussy. The gag in her mouth muffled her screams as I popped her cherry. I began pumping and biting her tits so hard that when I came, I left teeth indentations in her nipples.
The next paragraph.
The next one.
Paragraph.
Yeah.
We both came at the same time. She passed out while I filled with my sperm cocktails. After a few seconds, she came around and I instructed her that she was my slave and that she was to move into my home. She obediently called home and told her mother to bring her belongings over to my place.
I don't like the way you don't say words completely. Like, she obediently called home and told her mother to bring her belongings over to my place. You don't say the words.
Belongings.
Belongings. He says
Belongs.
obediently.
After that reading, I got an innie.
Oh,
Yeah.
Just
That was-
the worst.
I'm going to have to blame that on my training in journalism school. It's not the best.
Training in journalism school?
Yeah.
There was no emotion to that whatsoever.
Yeah.
It was a very monotone delivery.
I had a bigger ride when Cronkate.
Oh, at least you didn't say Croncape.
Cronkite gave a sexier proclamation of JFK's death was where I was going.
Took his glasses off. That was hot.
Yeah, Cronkate.
Cronkate. Oh, you horrible. He's disgusted with himself. Yeah, there was really no, I wasn't feeling that. I didn't feel any sincerity in it. You know, I felt like you were reading this without really any first-hand knowledge of what was going on in there.
Well, it's the first time read. I mean, I guess if I practiced it a little bit, it might have been...
What if you did it once?
Yeah, well, okay.
If you
All right.
practiced.
Maybe we can do better with Rent Boys.
All right.
Maybe we can.
Jimmy, Rent Boys.
Where is the paragraph that Jimmy is?
This was highlighted
marked off?
for quite a while ago, starting right there and finishing right there.
How
All
long
right.
is it? Is it just as long as the one he just read?
Yes.
Oh.
Now,
Probably
again,
shorter, actually.
let's get some motivation here.
Yes.
Again,
Mhm.
now you're in a bar. Where Ben would know, because he knows the city.
Yeah.
What bar? Where would this be? What location are we looking at here in Manhattan?
Well, if Noah says, "What's my motivation?" It's Thursday.
So you're at a what's a good gay bar here in the city, Ben? Not saying anything
manhole.
Not saying anything about Ben's sexuality.
No, Ben
but he
just knows everything.
about the city.
Yeah, no, we just know
Yeah,
Ben
the
knows
manhole.
everything.
Where is that, Ben?
Well, actually, the manhole doesn't exist anymore.
No?
No. Opie and I have actually been to the new manhole. Hold on a minute.
Oh, yeah?
Wait a minute. It's been renovated.
The new manhole's been renovated?
Yeah.
Was that the place we went to Cool Lounge?
Yeah, with your,
that used
your,
to be
your
a
friend
gay-
that we ditched.
Fred's
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, we ditched him.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
the new manhole.
No.
Is it in the same place as the old manhole was?
Well, we're hanging out in this lounge, and
It's actually really nice
cool,
place,
and there are hot babes all over the place, Anthony.
Really? At the new manhole?
Yeah,
Yes,
the new
I
Is
swear.
that the place you go off the street and you go around back, and then you go in
Through the back door?
No, I wasn't.
You
Just saying, I
asked.
kind of thought that. No.
No, it's
Something
really.
like
It actually is a cool place.
Yeah, I didn't.
Opie had to ditch his friend, so I had to pretend the cell phone was working. I'm like,
And Ben was like, and you were telling us that it was like an S&M club or something.
well, it was the manhole, yeah, but it was like whips.
Used to
And
be the
Jim
manhole.
you probably went there, Jim. Huh?
I've never gone to any of those clubs. Never sex clubs. Never.
All right.
All right, let's say the duplex. That would be a good place
All
on
right.
Christopher Street.
Christopher Street. There you go. The duplex. You're hanging
Wait, did you
out.
say Christopher Street?
You're a.
Did
there
you
you go.
say Christopher Street?
I thought I heard it, I could be wrong.
You're a gay man. Let's just now you're acting. You're a gay man.
Just acting.
And you're hanging out at this bar on Christopher Street, and another gay man's next to you. And again, you're just telling him what happened the night before, trying to get each other a little hot as you sit there and sip your Cosmo.
Mind you, my dad's listening to this right now, so.
Oh, he is?
Oh yeah.
Your dad listens?
Oh yeah, he just
to the
got,
show?
Just got a subscription. Yep.
That's good. Smart move.
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
I don't know. He finds it amusing, so I don't know.
All right.
Does he find you amusing?
I'm not sure.
Has he ever sat you down and just had a talk with you?
Not really.
Never had the talk about the girls and stuff? What you do with them? And
No.
Did he have the
when
sex
you were a
talk
kid?
with you when you were younger?
No.
The birds or the bees?
I don't,
Or the birds and the birds?
Yeah.
Does he like your choice?
What happens when two drone workers decide to get together and say the hell with the queen?
Does he accept the girls you bring home? Does he like them? Is he friendly with them?
Oh yeah.
Yeah? Yeah.
Right now he's rolling his eyes going, oh my God, my son's lying. He's never brought a girl home to my house. So anyway, Anthony, where is this taking place?
Christopher Street.
Where?
Christopher Street. Unemployed.
We're all gay, vacancy in RA. T-cells low, we got the HIV. It's a great way to lose some weight on our way to Christopher Street. Dead in days, lesions all over my face. Pound my eggs and grab some AZZ. You can watch my life wither away on our way to Christopher Street. On our way to Christopher Street. On our way to Christopher Street.
All right, well, there you go. There's your motivation there, Noah.
Yep.
And now, if you will, read from Rent Boys.
Rent Boys.
Here we go.
That's really
Everybody compare it
motivating.
to his reading from Penthouse Forum, if you
right.
will.
Give it some emotion.
All right, here we go.
Alright, I'll give it a shot.
All right.
For acting.
Swallowing it and sucking it as if I could coax more juice from the slit, I closed and opened my eyes to look up his ripped, fur-coated abs and hard, flat chest. I saw his pale green eyes looking lackadaisically back just before his lids closed. Just before his lids closed shut. With his fingers knotted in my hair, he guided me across the expanse of his massive cock, making me learn its dimensions and texture with my tongue. By the time he pulled it out and slapped it lightly against my cheek and nose, I knew everything about him. I kissed his full, smooth nuts, sniffing at the dark, tangled hair above his cock, as he rolled a condom over his crown and downed his shaft. I bent to get a bottle of lube from the bag and slowly stroked clear fluid up and down his hard, twitching cock. Without saying a word, John took the bottle from me, held it near his cock, letting the slick gel drip down to his crotch.
All right, I'll admit it, man. This is intern abuse at this point.
Wow.
All right, now let's. That was interesting, and I appreciate you sharing that with us. Now let's get the book.
Of course.
Yeah. Now read from the book. Oh. Wow. You know, I gotta say, there was and I'm not drawing any conclusions
Because
here.
we really don't know. And
I'm
quite
just
frankly,
saying.
it doesn't matter, and we don't really care.
Nothing matters either way. It doesn't, and I'm not drawing conclusions, but all I'm saying is there did seem to be a hint more emotion, familiarity in that reading than there was in the Penthouse reading. Now, maybe you could attribute that to,
The
Penthouse was your
was
first
the first
reading,
one, yeah.
and this one's your second.
Yeah. One was a reading and one was a memory.
Yeah, you seemed a bit more nervous with the second reading.
You seemed more comfortable, and there was more emotion when you said cock than when you said your 9-inch tool in her pussy. You know? It just seemed like you emphasized cock.
Like when you said that the other gentleman slapped your face with it and made you learn its textures.
With your tongue. That seemed, there was a hint of, yes, I recall this.
That's right, the old learning process.
And with your Penthouse read, it was kind of like, what is this? You did what with... The other reading, it sounded to me like you were just saying hi to an old friend. An old lubed-up friend smacking in the cheek.
I think I should get another shot at the Penthouse, maybe sometime.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe sometime.
Maybe we can do that at some later date.
Yeah,
Right.
Not that it was a bad read, but when you're describing her body and you start retching a little bit, that
Yeah.
makes us think that you're not into it.
Mm.
Oh, my God.
Her
All right. Well, bang-up job, Noah. And,
His furry abs.
Furry abs.
Smooth nutsack. Her
This just in from Ginny. Noah's dad just shot himself next to his XM radio. All right, well, thank you, Noah.
Sorry, Dad, if you're listening.
Hump X from Rhode Island wants to know what Christopher Street is. He has no clue, I guess. Is there a Rhode Island reference to
Yeah, Rhode Island.
Rhode Island. It's a place here in Manhattan. It's a street in an area that a lot of gay men frequent.
Isn't there a big gay area in Rhode Island or something? Providence is supposed to be like a big...
Yeah?
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of dikes in... a lot of dikes in Rhode Island, right?
You might be thinking of Provincetown.
Provincetown, right.
Yeah, Providence.
Which is the tip of Cape Cod. Noah, very, very interesting, to say the least.
Thank you.
Hey, hello, Julia. Good Morning America. There's a guy with a sign that just said, hello, Julia.
Oh, hey.
There he goes, Noah. Ben, what do you think? We
Really
really don't
laughing
know.
at this idiot that goes, yeah, there's a gay part of Rhode Island, Providence.
I don't know.
Wrong state. Providence
I know.
town, Cape Cod.
Oh, I don't know.
I know this stuff.
Is that what Burberry's factory is?
Everything.
Yeah.
All right, well, we should play the Norm Macdonald clip as we go to break here.
Yeah.
We love this clip, and we'll continue with the Opie and Anthony program. Did you see the State of the Union address, Anthony?
I certainly did.
You have some observations, maybe?
I saw plenty of smirking and mugging and smugness. But on the whole, yeah, I think it was an all right speech.
All right, we'll talk about that next and some of the news that is happening today. Okay?
Right.
What else do we have today? Do we have Jay London coming in?
Jay London is here. Yes,
oh,
he's
right
with
on.
Pon.
Man, I love Jay London.
You ready to go
Absolutely
about
love
time?
Jay London.
Thank you.
And then we have some girl that wants to sing some dirty songs.
Yeah, she wrote you an email. Hopefully she won't beat Anthony up with lights. Remember the
Oh,
last
what?
one? Remember, what was that,
What?
the poetry chick
Oh,
years ago?
naked
Old
poetry
reference.
skank.
Yeah.
That blew guys in the park during Shakespeare in the Park.
Right.
That-
And then she came in wrapped in Christmas lights, reading poetry out of this big book. I said one thing, and she started beating me up with the poetry book.
This whole thing reminds me of that. That's why I brought it up. This chick.
Who's
and the
this
whole
chick in? Is she hot?
I think she's a professional, though, no?
Yeah, she wrote you an email.
What does she do?
Well, I forwarded to you and figured
Yeah, she'll be all right.
She sounded like she had some chops, and we'll see what she's all about.
What did she
okay?
do?
She just sings dirty songs, I guess.
Oh.
Is she purdy, Ben?
I think she sent us a sample or something that wasn't bad, so I don't
Also,
know.
I think you got some MP3s of some newscasts.
Oh, where are
I
those?
don't know. Did Steve give them to you?
No, Steve hasn't given them to us. We're
Okay.
still looking for that news person.
Yeah.
By the way, can we get the Mad Mexican on the air today before he starts his show at 9
Sure,
o'clock?
we can do that.
All right, good.
to be in bad taste as you look back on it? Maybe at the time you thought it was a good play, but you look back on it and you think that was in bad taste.
Well, sometimes, like in stand-up, I'll do jokes that are like one time I was doing this thing in San Francisco and they were all gay people in the audience. They told me, so I figured I'd do
San Francisco?
Yeah.
No.
So I figured I'd do stuff about gay people so that they could relate to it.
Yeah, it's warm up. They love that.
And so I was talking about, because I went to this gay pride parade, and I saw in it there were these old men and old ladies like with these signs that said, "We are proud of our gay son," you know? And so I was saying, that's an odd thing to be proud of, you know, because it's not an achievement, you know? It's not like something you work all your life to be gay or anything like that. And I just wondered, I had a hard time believing that these 50, 60-year-old men are actually bragging, you know, at work like they're, "Hey, Bill, you know, my kid, oh my God, we're proud of him, Johnny. He graduated from Harvard, you know, first in his class, you know what I mean? Now he's articling over at a law firm, and, oh yeah, he loves cock." You know? He can't get enough cock in his mouth, his ass, his kids always cock. I got a picture of the boy here sucking another man's cock. I'm going to show it to you.
Live from Mardi Gras.
Norton and Friends.
That's hilarious. Opie and Anthony. Live from the Crazy Horse Cabaret. Monday and Tuesday, February 7th and 8th.
Anthony and Opie.
From 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Live from the Crazy Horse Cabaret at 226 Bourbon Street in New Orleans, Louisiana. ONA and Jimmy Norton as Norton. Call 504-525-5801 for more information.
Or go to OpieandAnthony.com. The Opie and Anthony Show, XM202.
Everybody say, when you hear that call, you got to get it underway. Word up. It's a cold word. No matter where you say it, you know that you'll be heard.
And we're back with the Opie and Anthony program. Jay London from Last Comic Standing is in the house. He's going through security as we speak with Master Poe, and we'll get him in a little bit.
Get him in next week sometime with that security. Oh, is he snapping pictures and mugshots and stuff? I don't understand what that's all about. Why do our guests need to be photographed? It's amazing.
I don't know. I really don't.
I have no clue.
I don't really get it, and I don't really want to know. So let him do his job, I guess, whatever that is. And,
Righty-o.
and we'll do our radio show, and we'll all be happy, right, Anthony?
Yeah, goddamn right.
All right, let's say hi to D-Boy in Jersey. D-Boy, what's up? D-Boy.
Hello? Are the buttons pushed correctly?
Yeah, no, he's there. Dude from New Jersey, what's up?
I'm calling you out.
You're calling us out. Why?
Uh-oh.
Nah, because you're scammers.
We're scammers, okay?
Why are we scammers?
Spock, explain.
Well, you guys are like you have the little red shirts around you. You know, all the people. Like with Noah, you really just messed him over. I don't want to say fuck, but,
What do you mean red shirts?
You know, from Star Trek? Oh, if you explain, it's not funny.
I don't know what you mean, stupid. I don't watch Star Trek.
Nah, I like you, Noah.
All right, hold on, Anthony. What is a red shirt? Because you were, like, into Star Trek for a little while.
Red shirts are the security guys. They're the guys that beam down first and get killed right away.
Oh, okay.
While, Kirk and Spock and Bones and McCoy, Scotty, live to see another day.
Oh, okay. All right, so what's your point?
Well, like, I don't know. I just feel really bad for Noah because you're just putting him in the awful position. You can just hear it in his voice. Yeah, it's funny, but, like, why do you put him through such hell?
Is this Noah calling from another room? I'm looking for him.
By the way, as we just said, that Noah's in the other room with all the other interns. They're all kind of getting along, and Noah's clapping and laughing. So I don't think Noah has a problem with what's going on the radio show.
What, do you feel for Noah? Is that what it is?
Yeah,
maybe
I feel
a similar situation happened to you, sir? Is that it?
Are you a gay fella?
And some boys were mean, maybe,
I
about
don't really want to talk about it.
your preferences.
All right, so you're a gay fella. That's okay.
Well, no, I'm not gay.
We've said many times on the show.
I had some shit happen to me, and people, like, you know...
What happened to you? What happened to you? Make your point. What happened to you? That you felt like you had to call this radio show because you feel like we're doing something to Noah. What happened to you?
It's just uncomfortable, like, because, you know, you're not saying he's gay, but, like,
we don't.
You set him up, like, you know, like, basically he is, and, like, I don't know, like, you know, I just had, like, you know, I experimented when I was younger.
All right.
Oh, a little Monster Rain, maybe.
A little Monster Rain, and then what happened?
Yeah, but the kid was a little bit older, and I didn't really like it. I was just confused about it all.
Tell us more.
How old a boy was he?
Yeah, how old were you?
It happened back, the first time was like...
First time?
First time.
He had a lot of influence over me.
You went back for seconds, did you? Now it's eating at you.
How old? How old of a boy were you?
10 the first time. Like,
10? Oh. And how old was he?
He was like 13. He was like really cool and everything.
Sounds it.
And I really looked up to him. Like, he was like big pimpin'.
Looked up to him
well,
from your
not
knees.
at that age. Yeah, but, you know, he played all the games like Truth or Dare.
Yeah.
And I never got it.
All right, so what happened? How did he make the move on you?
You know, he was like, oh, we should play Truth or Dare.
Okay.
And I didn't really know what it was about, but, you know, all the older kids were doing it, and, you know, like, he was like, just wanted me to touch him, and I just did, and he would just call back, like, you know, like, want to, like, you know, like, every so often, like, he would just, even now, like, he'll, like, come over, like, you know, I'm already, like, 24, and, like, you know, he'll, like, come over because he still parties, dates mad young girls, and, like, he'll come over, like, and he'll, like, try and, like, hook up with me because I did it up till, like, I was 17.
Well, you had a 7-year relationship. You can't blame the fella for wanting to come back and dip in again.
But it was always, like, he would come and get me every 6 months because he lived down the block, and, like, you know, because he was busy with his friends. He was older, and, you know...
How did he coerce you the first time? With a PlayStation?
No, that wasn't even out back then.
Hey. Want to go play PlayStation back in my place? Hey.
Well, when you're 10, I can understand it.
But I know.
But by the time you were legally driving, how did he convince you?
But it's like, you know.
Well, you're gay, bro. So what's the problem?
Nah, but I'm not anymore.
Not anymore, right?
I wasn't only gay.
Cured it with Tylenol.
I'm bi only on the condition that, like.
Dude, you were, like, having gay relations from 10 to 17, at least. You're gay. What's the big deal?
Well, I like having the female relations more.
See? So he was forced into it.
But you can't be forced into something for 7 years.
Perhaps he was. Perhaps.
Well, no, it wasn't like, you know, it wasn't like every day. It would be like, you know, every couple of months, like, he would just spring up, like, kind of make a move. And then maybe we go a year or two without, like, anything being said, like it never happened.
But why did you keep going back there?
I didn't go back there. He would not, you know, come over and...
But he didn't force himself on you, obviously. At one point, you had to decide, well, this is something I'm going to do or not do. Right?
And that's what, you know, and that's why I was really confused for a while, because, it felt good.
All right, so you're gay.
Nah, but...
Or you have gay tendencies, so...
Everyone's...
But right now you're thinking, you're more into women, right?
I really had. Like, I didn't have... I used to go to massage parlors. There's one up in Morristown where our hockey coach got caught or something.
What kind of massage parlor was this?
Oh, like, they give you the herking jerk. But, they had Russian girls.
Lying, by the way.
Oh, really?
I think
Everyone on Instant Feedback. There isn't one of them that isn't saying... full of shit, guy's lying sack. I'm waiting for him to drop a Norton gig reference.
Right. Very rarely are stories this hot believable.
Nah, it really did happen.
Actually, Jim is rolling his eyes, so.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what we can do for you.
Are you just faking to get on the air or what?
No, just kind of happened.
We go for 2 years, and then the guy would just show up and pull out his mule and go, "You remember?"
Basically.
All right.
Basically.
All right. Well, don't worry about Noah. Noah can handle himself.
He's just fine.
I'm totally cool.
I think
by
this
the
guy's
way.
calling because he wants to kind of hook up with Noah.
Would you like to hook up with Noah?
Wouldn't mind. I swing both ways. But I'm definitely not gay.
Swings both ways, boys and men.
All right. Well, we're going to let you be, bro. All right? Don't worry about Noah. Noah can handle himself.
I think he wants to be a character, Opie.
Yeah.
Now you're hanging up and he's desperate. He's going to go, he's going to say something.
Noah, you're cool, right?
I'm totally cool.
And we really don't know
Absolutely.
what you are. I mean, you claim you have had girlfriends and things like that.
Who are we to say? Who are we to say?
We just kind of find it fun to try to figure it out. That's all. All right?
Right.
All right. Thanks, Noah.
No problem.
See, Noah was laughing. He's fine with this.
Sure is.
You're saying he's laughing, so he's happy, joyous. What's another word for that I could think of?
Happy, joyous,
like
thrilled,
glad,
overjoyed,
gay,
bubbly.
Right.
Gay.
Yeah, words like that. Sure.
Gay.
Gay. He's in a gay mood.
Sure.
Happy, prancing about the place, in a very gay mood.
In a Howard Hughes outfit.
We got to get out of the gay zone. Let's get out of the gay zone.
Yeah.
All right, the State of the Union, Anthony.
Oh, yes.
What are people talking about today? Well, the State of the Union, the plane crash that we kind of, saw immediately after it happened. They were
the miracle plane crash. No one died.
Yep.
Yeah.
No
At first,
one
they
died.
were reporting that people died, though. Remember?
They said 11 missing or 2 missing or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, at first they said 11 missing, 2 injured. Then they said 11 injured, 2 missing. And then they said they found everybody and everyone's injured. And that's it.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Even the car hit on the road?
Yeah, the guy that got hit in the car.
Was that was on 46, right? Route 46?
Yep.
What, did it just clip the top of it or something?
Yeah, it
'Cause
ran it right over, I think, with the wing.
Because the footage they showed, remember yesterday, we're like, there's no way that guy's alive. Or,
I know.
Or that girl or what have you. It turns out it was a guy, right?
A guy, yeah, some guy driving around, and then he's driving across, and a plane comes flying at him. Not flying at him, unfortunately. Didn't take off. It's like at takeoff speed, which is pretty quick, and went right through the fence off the end of the runway into the highway. Hit that guy's car, hit a bunch of cars in the parking lot of the factory or warehouse that it ran into. Ran into it. I guess everybody got out before it burst into flames.
Mm-hmm.
And, a bunch of people injured, but no one killed. It looked pretty gruesome yesterday on the news. They were pumping foam into the plane. You're wondering, barbecued people in there or something. But no, everyone got out.
I was thinking that at the least the pilots had to be dead.
I know, they went through a brick wall.
Hitting that brick wall like that.
Yep. No, I think the pilot's got a broken leg.
Even Ebersol's plane, which was a bad one. I mean, his son died and someone else died, but a lot of them got off, too.
Got out. Something to be said if you're still on the ground, you know?
Yeah.
And an instance like yesterday, if the plane's in one piece, there's a really good chance that people can get off of the thing. As long as you get out of there and it doesn't burst into flames, the fuselage doesn't come apart, and there isn't fire immediately in the cabin, a lot of people could get out of that. You know, the Ebersol thing, though, the thing was in flames as it was barreling down the runway, and when it finally crashed, it just kind of exploded. You're in the wrong place, wrong time kind of thing. You're screwed. But, yeah, seems like everything worked out on that one. They're going to question the pilot, I guess. It's kind of the best thing, you know. When a plane crashes and the pilot's alive, you're going to get the info of what happened. They're saying it was ice.
Just seems that these corporate jets go down the most.
Yeah.
Just about every, plane crash you hear about these days, it's some kind of corporate jet or some kind of, privately owned plane.
Yeah.
Well, they don't have the same maintenance standards, and also the wings are smaller. Like big wings, larger planes' wings will, I believe, expand a little bit, which cracks the ice.
Yeah.
But these things can't do that. And they actually did interview the pilot, and he said one of the reasons that...
Sorry.
No, the pilot was saying that it probably would have been a much worse tragedy on the highway, but he did have Easy Pass, so he kind of zipped...
Just zipped right through, didn't he?
And I know people are going to call up and go, you don't need Easy Pass on 46, dicks, I know.
All right, Bobby Big Rigger. What's up, Bobby?
I like that Jimmy had Easy Pass.
Thanks,
hey guys,
sweetie.
Watched the news last night. You guys are probably sleeping. Co-pilot, broken leg. Passenger of the car was on life support, and the driver of the car was in stable condition. And other than that, everybody just bumps and bruises and shit like that.
Yeah, that's not bad considering what we saw on TV.
No, not at all.
So.
Hey, Jimmy, I'll be making a delivery out there in Pittsburgh. I was wondering, I got to go to, what the hell's the name? Improv?
Yes.
You got a number for I can get directions to this place? I never delivered there before.
Oh, if you got to make good point. If you got to make a delivery to the Improv, the number's 412-462-5233. Maybe I'll see you when I'm out there this weekend, coincidentally.
Good deal, buddy.
All right, good luck with that delivery.
All right,
thanks.
The guy in Jersey's calling back. Bro.
Yeah.
Why are you calling back?
Well, no, I called back to say something to the screeners, to just say, like, you know, like, I was serious, and because that's what I meant by you scamming, because, you know, because first you sent something, like, obviously, because since I was defending Noah, you know, you had to be like, oh, what? And then you got me out. I was just wanted to tell the phone screeners, because
The guy's for real, by the way. He's not.
You
Norton's,
sound like a mental patient.
Yeah, he's got something going
Well,
on.
I've been to,
But
like,
Norton's
you know-
Norton still thinks you're scamming us. I think you're for real. I think you're just a little wacky. And not because you
I'm just nervous on the
swing
phone,
both
I mean-
ways, but I think you got something else going on in your head.
well, I have been the psychiatric inpatient, but it wasn't like one of those, like, hardcore ones.
All right. Well, thank you, bro. All right? Don't worry about Noah. You should worry about yourself. Okay?
Wait.
No,
See?
wait.
See, he wants to be part of this
thing.
He wants to be part of the show.
This thing of ours.
And he's trying to figure out a way to do it, and this was like his first scam that he's trying to do.
You really think he's scamming?
Yeah, he doesn't sound sincere.
No.
He sounds a little wacky.
Yeah.
Like he's making it up.
All right, what happened to the girl with the dirty songs? God, we have the worst track record as far as guests in this program.
They don't show up.
No one shows up.
What time is she supposed to be here, Eric?
She was supposed to be here around 7:30, right? Yeah. About a half hour ago.
You got a contact number for her?
Every day we start this radio show with a whole list of people that are going to be coming through here, and for some reason, one after another, they don't show up.
No shows.
It is the weirdest thing.
2 Sports Illustrated models in a row?
Right.
Well,
Believe it,
perhaps they heard the one phone call we had from old Ugly Toes.
Yeah, well, hey, the 2 of those girls didn't call up. I mean, that's 3 minutes of good radio lost right there. Worthless twats.
Get Steve in here real fast. What's up, Danny?
She just got here.
Oh, she just got here?
She's been here.
Oh, she has been here?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but where is she? Poe is fucking up this radio show. We got to get these people in here. How long does it take to get someone from the front door to the studio? Someone explain that to me, seriously. Because it's not even funny anymore.
Did I just hear what I think I heard?
What? I go to the bathroom and I see these people stuck in this little box right inside the front door for way too long. It's a dumb radio show. This isn't the freaking FBI.
She got here right around the same time Jay London did.
That's a while ago.
So Poe was putting Jay's info in, and now he's putting her. Now he's just finishing her up. She'll be in a
Just
minute.
finishing. They showed up a half hour ago.
What info is there? Here's a paper. You're going on the air. Is that okay? Signature. Done.
That's generally what happens.
Dude, all kidding aside, we laugh a little bit about it, but it's dumb. It's stupid. It's a girl that sings stupid, dirty songs.
They want really specific info on everybody. We had meetings about this.
Well, they're going to they're going to have to either A, simplify it, or we're just going to stop doing it.
Yeah, or just mail this stuff to these people before they get here, so it's all signed before they get here.
Or when they're done. Do you mind going on the radio right now and sign?
Has anyone else noticed that we've been kind of stalling for the last 20 minutes instead of having, some fun with a girl that sings dirty songs or maybe get Jay London on the air? So he's holding up the show. And and I got to blame him because it's either the system or him personally. But all I know is that she should have been in here already. Hold on, we'll get to you in a second.
Okay.
Because we do have to take a break, but it's ridiculous. And Steve, while you're in here, what's up with you and your imaginary friend Ramon?
He's not my imaginary friend. He's just the.
Did you make him up?
Yeah, I did.
He's yours.
Well, he's my creation. I'll certainly take credit for that. But Ramon is the byproduct of something I learned when I was working at NEW. They told me that a lot of the deep voice guys that do voiceover for movies and for TV. Check this out. Listen, here's the explanation. This is exactly where it came from. They do a lot of their voiceover work from home in a home studio on ISDN lines. So a lot of them are just traipsing around home in their bathrobes or sweatpants, making millions of dollars, mind you, doing voice work.
So you believe there's some guy walking around and his houseboy is there.
And he has a houseboy.
And as he's doing these voiceovers, sometimes things happen and he's got to go, Ramon.
Exactly.
So you feel like you're one of these big voice guys and you need a little houseboy.
Oh, no. That's why I pitch my voice down, because I have to make it sound like it's not me. So,
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
So not only does he have an imaginary friend named Ramon, he has an imaginary him.
Oh, this is not going well.
Did you just call from Jersey 2 minutes ago?
Dude, you think way too much into this. Now,
No, this is how you be. I sit in a room with no windows, mind you, for hours on end. So sometimes you're.
What's the profile of Ramon? What kind of person is he?
Well, that's interesting.
Is he short?
Because I brought this up with Nathaniel and Danny yesterday, and they each have a different visualization for what Ramon looks like.
Really?
All right, get those guys in here. Look at them, all excited. They get airtime. All right, so what?
So I think Danny said it might. Danny said I think he looked something like Ricky, the other intern, but then Nathaniel had a totally different look for what Ramon might have looked like. And for all I know, everybody's got.
Danny,
something.
do you think
I believe he looks like the cover of Rent Boys.
Danny, do you think it's a little weird that Steve has an imaginary friend named Ramon?
It's a little strange.
And what do you think Ramon looks like?
To me, he looks something like Hervé Villachez if he was normal sized.
Oh, okay.
But with the Ricky mustache.
Nathaniel, do you think it's weird that he has an imaginary friend?
I don't know. I kind of like Steve.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
It's not about liking him. Do you know that we smash the people we really like on this show?
Yeah. Well, I think he does have a whole persona worked out. Yeah, definitely
I think Steve's given a lot of thought to this.
Yeah,
Really?
I mean, he hasn't stuck his hand in a sock and started talking to it. It's probably good, but it could be soon.
No, that's not happening. But you do have to.
Is Ramon with you right now?
No, Ramon is not in the room.
Can you channel Ramon?
No, because you'll never hear from Ramon. You'll only hear Ramon being referenced.
You do hear from Ramon. Steve's not here right now, Mrs. Torrance. Ramon's the little boy who lives in my mouth.
Is Ramon your Jenny Piccolo? It's a friend that we'll just never see. It was Jenny Piccolo, right, from Happy Days? Yeah.
Ramon will, kind of. Ramon will never be referenced in the first person. You'll never hear, a little voice pop up and go, "Yes, sir." You'll never hear that. You will only hear Ramon being referenced as like he's being addressed, or in the third person.
His name. Do you want him to talk, but he's not supposed to?
No, it's.
You like ice cream, Ramon?
Do you want to secretly be Ramon?
Oh no! Ramon's a houseboy.
Yeah,
Ramon's a house. You don't aspire to be Ramon.
I'm thinking you might want to be a houseboy.
No,
kind of like where someone tells you what to do.
I bet you in his mind, Ramon is probably 5'10", very svelte, smooth abs, unclipped, hung 10, fat, doesn't speak English, willing to do anything for a buck. Is that who Ramon is?
Ramon.
Do we have an example of Ramon? Does Derek have a promo he could play featuring Ramon? Yeah, he'll find it in a second here. How many Ramones? How many Ramon promos are there?
Honestly, I just did the second one yesterday, but I'm thinking there could be a series of Ramon.
Of course there will be.
When do you think maybe we should take Ramon to the doctor?
All right, let's. If Derek's ready, let's hear the Ramon promo, Anthony.
All right.
Welcome to the Opie and Anthony. Ooh, it's in my shoes. Ramon, clean this up.
It's a little weird, Steve.
Of course it is.
Now your houseboy's got to clean the crap out of your shoes.
Do you pay him well, at least?
No, houseboys generally don't get paid well.
He's not making a lot of money?
No, I mean, let's say maybe he's Guatemalan. Maybe he's, uneducated.
You do great production for the radio show, but I got to tell you, it's a little weird.
The Ramon thing.
Did you buy him after his mother was killed in the tsunami because of child slavery?
Did a tree go through his mom's head?
No, actually, he is from Central America, I believe.
Oh, Central America.
Well, no, I mean, the tsunami hit around the Philippines, so you're certainly not gonna find any Ramones out there.
Is Ramon's last name Robinson by any chance?
Hey, good reference, Dave.
Very good. But no,
I didn't have to dress up. That's very good.
Oh,
that's the fun of it, though.
All right, listen. Let's listen to the second Ramon promo. This is we debuted this earlier this morning.
I just love a drive in the country, laughing with Opie and Anthony. That plane is flying awfully low, don't you think, Ramon?
It's just, now the Ramon promos are that much better and funnier. Because now every time I hear this on the replay, I'm gonna drive off the road.
Ramon.
It sounded like you almost said clean this up, but you went call 911.
I was trying to enunciate it in the same fashion.
Call 911.
Now, Steve,
why wouldn't you call 911?
Yeah.
Why does Ramon have to do everything for you?
Because it's not me, but Ramon is a houseboy assigned to the menial tasks that this deep voice guy does not feel that he's.
I have a problem.
What?
You're taking a leisurely drive in the country. Why is Ramon with you?
Yeah. Say there's a menial task that has to be taken
roadhead.
care of.
Yeah, exactly. Your mule is dirty, needs to be cleaned.
Ramon, lap this up.
Perfect example. You go to a self-serve gas station. Do you think this guy, this wealthy voiceover artist, is going to be
Ramon? Top off my tank. Right.
Exactly.
You're a couple weeks away from coming in here with a scarf.
I'm thinking that this guy has, almost a Hef outfit, like a not a leisure suit. What's it called? An ascot and a smoking jacket. Thank you.
How does Ramon feel? Is Ramon
doesn't matter how
angry
Ramon feels
at the guy?
Ramon could be angry. He might be bitter.
Crazy. By the way, crazy Steve.
You have thought about this way too long. There's a profile on your imaginary friend Ramon.
Yeah.
Behind his back, does he like?
Are you or the person that you're voicing in these spots?
Yeah.
That's not Ramon, obviously. Is he married?
No. Actually, you know what? Now that I think of it, there are two of the little cartoons on the website are pretty representative of what this deep voice guy and Ramon might look like. And Ramon is Ramon is a very short, or potentially very short, pygmy. I don't want to alter it too much.
Wow.
Because I don't want to alter it.
Let people imagine their own Ramon.
Ramon should be, everyone should have their own Ramon.
Should people start sending in maybe drawings and cartoons of what they think you and Ramon are?
I think that's a great idea.
Are like and look like.
Because there's some talented artists out there.
Has Ramon ever stood there and just thrown firecrackers while other people were preparing to rob the house?
I don't get that.
Yeah, I do.
You got that?
Yeah. Trying to remember the name though. Yeah. Hold on. Was it Boogie Nights? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I knew the scene. I didn't remember the movie. Boogie Nights.
He's right.
Yeah. Ramon. That is a typical Ramon.
Yeah.
Yeah. The guy throwing the firecrackers around the house.
All right. Well,
that's a Ramon. Ramon takes care of the menial tasks that you can't be bothered with because you're off making the money and you can pay somebody $3 an hour to go and clean up diarrhea.
Really, for a casual thing, you have his salary already worked out.
Yeah.
How much does he make? Does he live for free in like the what do they call it? That other house,
servants' quarters,
pool house,
like the pool house or something.
Yeah, he could potentially. You got to remember he maybe doesn't have a great grasp of the English language. He's from Central America. Uneducated,
and no grasp of U.S. law as well.
I didn't say he was underage. I didn't say he was.
Oh no.
I didn't say he was underage.
We weren't saying that.
Give the Photoshop people
there you
some work on Whackbag. Photoshop people. It's not Steve, so I don't think you have to Photoshop Steve in.
It's a deep voice guy with a little helper named Ramon.
Sure.
Jesus.
Yeah.
No, that's
Danny.
You got like a guy with a pith helmet, like an old an old adventurer.
Yeah.
With the optic thing.
Yeah, he's got a monocle and like a
Thank
pith
you.
helmet and binoculars.
Mm-hmm. His name is actually Colonel Wetpants. But,
a colonel with like the little handlebar mustache thing going like, well, there I was.
Yeah, exactly.
In Africa elephant hunting when all of a sudden Ramon came over. And then Ramon is a black guy. And he's a pygmy with a bone through his nose and in his hair. With a big afro and like bracelets of bone.
Almost like a shorter LeVar Burton type.
So Ramon's not black.
No, I don't see Ramon as being black.
No, I mean, but that's,
I see Ramon as
I was kind of making
Central
a
American, maybe
Yes.
maybe even Mexican.
Hairless. I see Ramon as hairless.
See, there's now we've got a completely different representation of Ramon. Than
you
what
see a
Danny
very
did.
hairy Ramon.
Of course you do, Steve.
Do you really?
A mini bear.
No,
all Ramon can say in English is sweet and cozy. Cozy face.
All right, well, thank you, Steve. Anthony and I just noticed this whole Ramon thing that was kind of taking on a life of its own, and we had to kind of...
I thought you guys liked the Ramon things.
We do.
Oh, okay.
And now they're even better now that we have the backstory. You kidding me?
Oh, okay, cool.
Who's not going to be paying attention to the Ramon promos, and everyone's going to be looking forward to the next one in the series.
Okie dokie. Ramon.
We're the only radio show that discusses show promos.
I know.
The ins and outs of the show promo.
Well, we got a lunatic making them. His imaginary friends.
Dude, we're all, and I mean myself, obviously, we're all psychotic around here.
Bunch of lunatics.
We've got some problems in this room. All right, well, we'll play Chemistry's Martini Steve song here. What is it, Steve the Bear or whatever? And we'll get the girl in that does the dirty songs, and we'll get Jay London in here, and that's about it.
Steve the Bear. Steve the Bear. Sweet Steve the Bear. Sweet face, so cozy. We go back to his place and in his cave he shows me his flame hat. I wonder how he can wear that. Wonder how many cubs got caught in this bear trap. His flaming clothes are exotic, homoerotic, and like Steve, it should have never came out the closet. But if you wear it, the sideburns gotta be in good shape. Can't be a cozy bear if your hair don't look great. Steve the Bear. Sweet Steve the Bear. Sweet Steve the Bear. Sweet Steve the Bear. Sweet.
The Opie and Anthony Show. XM202.
What is this? All right, what's the problem?
Oh, boy.
What's the problem? What's the problem?
The Emperor is not happy with his coffee.
Oh, no. Are we going to have to break into...
Jim Norton. Coffee Diva.
Look at that cup. What brand is on that cup?
I don't know.
It doesn't taste good. I don't like it.
Where do we get our coffee every day?
I like Starbucks. And I don't like supporting the savages that run most of these delis.
You're insane.
Yup.
You betcha. You might be right.
Yeah.
What is this?
You want to taste this?
Wow, that's really nice.
What?
Throw it against the wall.
I'm not exactly
diva.
I'm a diva.
I want Starbucks coffee.
You betcha.
Jim Norton. Coffee Diva.
I know Starbucks is a big world order type of thing.
At least they're not funding terrorism.
All right, we're going to try to get the show back on the highway.
I think we're on the highway.
We're kind of zigging and zagging a little bit today.
I think we're on.
Definitely an interesting program. That's the beauty of the show.
Yeah.
Organized chaos. It's the One virus spreading across America. We got this girl that's going to come in and sing dirty songs.
What kind of dirty song?
But everyone's confused, going, who booked her, and
no one knows.
But then it turns out she's the one that Jimmy knows. Remember Jimmy brought in a dirty song we played. It was kind of cute, and was like, yeah, all right, whatever.
Yeah. Does every girl that comes on this show have to be somebody that Jimmy knows? Because it's been every single one.
Mm-hmm.
He knows every girl that's been on this show.
Well, Steve wants to bring more of the girls he knows on the show.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Like?
Yeah. Well, the porn stars. And
like Ramon. He is a character, man.
He's a raving lunatic. I've just been thinking about that, a lot. Like,
crazy person.
Who comes up with an imaginary guy named Ramon for promo spots?
I like the new Ramon spot.
Yeah, I do too. Now it's going to have to be a whole thing. It is now turned into a thing, the Ramon. So, Jimmy, what's this girl all about? There's a lot of confusion.
Jessica is a friend of mine. I've known her for many years. and she's doing comedy, and she sings, and she does like all kinds of song. I don't think it's song parodies. I would say it's more original.
Original
stuff.
compositions on
that are kind of dirty.
Humorous
I think so,
subject
yeah.
matter.
Okay, we should bring her in.
All right.
Do you want to bring Jay London in as well?
Yeah, why not?
Kind of just throw it all together and see what happens.
Sure.
Yeah. Let's get everybody in here and let's have some fun with this. All right.
News, Jay London.
Mm.
Yeah. Freaky dude.
All right, there's Jessica. Hi. And Jay London.
Hi, Jay.
What's up, Jay? Over here.
Pull up a chair.
No, over to this microphone
She
over
probably
there.
needs an armless chair, right?
All right, well,
right here.
Eric will figure that out.
Eric Ope said he wants a chair over there.
Going with the arm is probably a pain in the ass with the guitar.
Jay, we kind of overbooked, but I mean, don't worry about it. We'll figure this out as we go here.
I'm dead air anyway.
I'm dead air anyways. Dude, I gotta tell you really fast. Way before Last Comic Standing, I go out to L.A. from time to time. Here, get the mic in front of his face.
Yeah.
And I was at the Comedy Store.
Right, my
yeah, I know you're there literally every night, and I haven't laughed that hard. I mean, I don't know, in years. I laughed so hard my ribs hurt.
From me?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Really?
Not you.
Oh yeah, you.
Really?
And then I got really excited when I saw that you were going to be on Last Comic Standing because I couldn't believe how funny you were, and I was like, how do I not know about this guy? And you started here in Jersey, right?
I started. Are we on?
Yeah, this is what we do.
Yeah, that's how we do it. There's no pre thing.
Yeah, there's no like.
Oh, okay.
You come in.
There's no ladies and gentlemen from Last Comic Standing.
Right, yeah.
Jay London.
Sorry about that. No,
and then we
right
all
into
applause.
right into the flow.
Yeah.
What's your question, man? What is the question?
Not really a question. Just
Question
like
it's an interview.
I know. Well, I didn't realize you started like in the New York area, Jersey, and all that, right?
No, I basically started in a predominantly minority-like situations.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And
What?
What do you mean by that, sir?
No, I started out in reverse. I did a little reverse in my act. I mean, I started out in impoverished areas.
Yeah. I've heard rumors like you were a cab driver. Is that true?
Yeah, right along these wonderful streets of West 57th Street.
So you were a cab driver in Manhattan, because then I heard that like you would park your cab in front of, I don't know if this is folklore, but I heard you used to park your cabs in front of the comedy clubs and run into.
True, very true.
Run in,
very
do
true.
your set, and then run back into the cab?
Yeah, and give the person shave money off the top.
Wait, there would be people still in the cab?
Oh, yeah. Or I would tell them to come in and you watch the show for 2 seconds and come back in and shave 10%. I had my own little caravan.
Don't cabbies make pretty good change now? You know, make a
I'm
lot.
sure they do. I mean, I did it for so long, and I thought I was developing interior problems.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Like you get a little nutty driving around in that.
Well, I used to tell people where you're going, then I cut it down to where to, and then I got it down to where.
That was it.
After that,
Didn't even want to deal with it. I like a cabbie that shuts up. I
Where
cannot
to?
stand getting in a cab and having the guy yapping to you. And it doesn't happen that much in New York, but we were just in D.C., took a cab from the bus station to the hotel, and it was awful. The guy wouldn't shut up. I just got off a train for 3 hours with people that wouldn't shut up on their cell phones. The last thing I want to hear is anybody. And this guy's just, oh, yeah, that's a nice hotel. So what are you doing down here?
Yeah.
Oh, killing cabbies.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah. Yeah, that's nerves on his part.
They just talk to everybody. They don't shut up.
That's nerves on his part.
Is it?
Yes, nerves.
Nerves?
Yes, I know I know the condition.
Or maybe he's trying to be popular and friendly and get more.
That's what he's trying to do. And you know something? I'll tip you more if you just shut up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't look at it that way.
That's it. Take my bag out of your trunk, put it on the curb. I don't want to hear a word from him. I don't even want to know what nationality he is.
He's trying to humanize himself.
Yeah.
Kind of like Catherine Martin. It's a little bit harder to not tip somebody once you've bonded
Yeah,
with them.
you know. No.
And you've been at this comedy thing for a real long time, right?
I'm on my basically my 20th year.
Wow.
Yeah, nonstop.
And then you finally hit with the Last Comic Standing. I mean,
I've been trying to hit a long time.
Yeah, I understand.
And, there's no.
But they're calling you probably an overnight sensation, right?
No, but there's no.
Even though you put 20,
You know,
20 years into the business.
I'm very good into empathy, so I don't want to look for empathy here. It was a nice road,
Yeah.
as Mr. Norton can attest to in the world of the murkiness part.
Oh, yeah, of
the
course.
aspect.
You getting good gigs though from the
I
show?
traveled all over the country, crisscrossing this wonderful nation of ours.
Yeah.
Yeah. And has your price gone up? Are you getting better gigs now from last time
I worked
standing?
all these I worked primetime clubs. I worked clubs where it was sort of dingy, and if it was out of town, it was real dingy. Like, can I tell you a story that takes 10 seconds?
That is fine.
Too much.
All right, go ahead.
No, talking just about a cab, because to me that was about a luggage.
Yeah.
I stayed at this 4-star hotel, very Renoir like, and I had my luggage and it broke, and I like to just take my food out of the club and go right to my room and watch TV and devour the food as watching TV. And the garbage started to collect because I don't want the lady to keep ringing every morning, and I make sure it's clean. So I kept taking a pile of garbage and putting it in the luggage, and then I went out Sunday to get rid of the luggage, and then the canister was closed. So I went to a Starbucks and I left it there, and I'm trying to find luggage in Coconut Grove, and I come back and they cordoned off the area. They thought it was a bomb inside the luggage.
There's so
Nice
many
story.
things right there. You took your luggage.
Wait, let's.
By luggage, you mean your suitcase?
Yes, sir.
And you put your room service or your garbage from the food that you'd bring up to your room.
Yes, sir.
You then took that garbage and put it in your luggage.
Yes, sir.
Why?
I don't know.
Why wouldn't you put it in the garbage pail?
And where are your clothes at this point?
Yeah.
No, I had to try to find another piece of luggage.
So his clothes are still in the room. He figures he'll just throw away his luggage with the garbage and then go out and buy more luggage.
Yeah, and Walgreens.
Or you're just dumping out the garbage.
I was trying to get rid of the garbage, and then they were cordoning off the area.
The dumpster was closed and you couldn't dump it. If you were able to dump the garbage out of your luggage, would you have brought your luggage back and packed your clothes in
It's exactly what I did. That's the point I'm bringing up.
Oh, it is because
it is.
He had to.
I'm very, very childish.
Wow. Yeah. Aren't your clothes damaged by the?
No.
You are a pisser.
He's a weirdo.
Yeah.
I mean,
couldn't you get Ramon?
That was very obvious.
The garbage out.
That was very obvious in the last comic stand. You had some rituals, and you had kind of
I just had
this loner thing happening.
And
then you had those books with your jokes in it that no one could read.
Right.
I remember seeing on last comic standing.
Right, an extravagant.
Kind of like the Beautiful Mind writing.
Oh, that crazy person, real small writing.
Yeah, neurotic, skitsy, neurotic.
Yeah. All right. I
But it treated me well.
Did the hotel give you a discount?
What, Jessica?
I was just wondering if the hotel gave him a discount.
No, it's just that I came back with the luggage and I wrapped it up. It was just. I don't know why I brought it up here. It just.
No, that's the perfect stuff to bring up.
And so they taped off the area thinking it was a bomb.
They cordoned it off. Yes, they did, sir.
And then you had to go down and say, no, it's my garbage-filled luggage.
I said it's mine.
Those are my room service remnants, officer.
Right.
And send the bomb squad home.
Right. And also the fact that I still, through my own demise, left my name and information inside the tag.
Oh, inside the tag on the luggage. So they opened it, saw it was. Imagine just opening up a bag and finding garbage in there.
This garbage belongs to.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's all. Just a story.
That's a great story. Is there any other weird little things you do on the road or in your personal life?
No, very just.
When they showed your apartment in L.A., I felt bad for you.
No, still feel bad because that apartment still lives.
That's your.
There was nothing in it, and I have not much in my apartment.
Yeah, really.
That's the point. That's the point. But now it's become a warehouse.
Yeah.
Of activities.
Yeah, you got mice or anything?
No.
Place is too small for mice.
Really?
No. Yeah. It's just a little box, and there was no real furniture or anything.
It's not even a bachelor; it's a bachelorette. But now the whole the whole rooming area will change. Next,
you're making more money though now, right?
Yeah.
So what do you do? What do you do with your money?
Hoard. I do.
You hoard it. You don't really.
You don't
spend. You don't spend.
Oh, I do. I've gotten clothes now. I do pamper myself.
Yeah.
More in the food area.
Dude, when you're done with room service, why don't you just put the garbage can outside the room? If you don't want the maids knocking on the door, just put in the garbage can. You got like 3 garbage cans. Put it outside the room.
Because I feel so bad for them, and I know how hard they work.
So instead, inconvenience the entire bomb squad of a city.
That's it.
We rarely ask our comedians to, perform because we'd rather you just kind of hang and stuff.
Right.
But man, I would love to see you just do a few Could we maybe set up an audience for you today, like interns and stuff, and And we'll have chairs, and then you could do maybe like 2 minutes.
Sure, anything to pump up.
I know
sales.
it sounds really weird. I know it sounds really weird, Anthony. But
anything to pump up sales.
But his act is so unique and different, and I know if we got a little audience that I think it could kind of work today. I really do. Not just maybe 2 or 3 minutes, just a few.
Sure,
And we'll even maybe we'll have Steve and his imaginary friend Ramon be the MC, and we'll introduce you, and you can even come walking through the door. You want to give this a try?
I'll try it. Why not? It's
We rarely do this because usually like most comedians on a radio show doing their act is like whatever.
Right.
But yours is so unique and different. I think it could work. I really
Surely
do.
I'll try that.
All right, you want to try that?
Sure.
And where are you playing this weekend?
I'm playing at the club here. It's basically
Caroline's?
every jealous eye of comedy wishes to get into.
Right, I will be at Caroline's to see Jay London.
Oh,
so it's starting tonight?
Yeah, at 8 o'clock.
So Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Are you doing a Sunday show?
Yes.
Is it just you, or there's more Last Comic Standing?
No, there's the great Gary Goldman, and then there's another act that's going to fulfill time. It's all about.
I highly recommend if you want to see something different and you didn't really see Last Comic Standing that you see Jay London. I think you're just awesome. I really do.
What did you think of Jay Moore as the host?
Straight shooter.
Straight shooter. Apparently not with his wife.
Why? What happened?
I don't.
Well, they're saying he's dating.
things.
They're saying he's dating Nikki Cox.
Dating Nikki Cox now
from Vegas.
He is.
Yeah, going out to the Super Bowl with her, and
He is, man. Because
Jay loves Cox.
Well, the point is that I from my understanding and interacting with Jay Moore, good guy, great wife, good guy, great wife, beautiful kid.
We were a little surprised when we read that too. You know, he always came on and doted about his wife, had her on the show a few times, seemed happy enough.
He may be going through a tumultuous period.
He may have been going through it 5 years ago when he was getting blowjobs in our bathroom. Who am I to say?
So that's called a tumultuous time.
Who am I to say?
Right. Let's not forget Chocolate. The black whore
the
from
black
Uptown.
hooker that we saw him banging in the ass in another studio.
Dude.
That was,
Did we actually see the banging?
I know what I saw, but there were
Where's Ben? Because Ben swears he saw it too.
Because there were like a reflection in the window, and I don't know if he's an actor.
Look,
so
she
I
was
don't
an
know if he
awfully
was
dark
acting or
woman, and it was
something.
dark in the studio.
I'm not saying,
he could have been banging air. Anthony.
I'm not
we
saying
don't know
he was
for
doing
sure.
that. I'm saying what I saw looked like that, but I'm not saying I saw that.
Ben,
no way.
What do you want to or not want to say about Ben? Grab that microphone.
What are you talking about? I was in the restroom. I missed some of this.
Jay Moore and Chocolate.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I remember those two brothers that were cheering them on, like yeah.
I will go on record and say I really don't know what I saw.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know it was. It looked bad for Jay, but I really don't know what I saw.
Our other radio station that we were at here in New York, and it was through double-pane, soundproof glass. So I don't know. The
lights were down low.
Like you ever look at through a prism and things look all separated and weird. So perhaps he wasn't even near her.
Then
looking through that weird window, he's right on top of her.
We really don't know, right, Anthony?
I don't know. But apparently things, have happened. Since then, I think he's having some issues now, and the whole Nikki Cox thing coming out in the paper. Yeah, it was a little weird.
He's got a fine, full essence woman.
Right.
Yeah,
Nicole.
Well,
She's
whatever.
a beautiful girl.
I can't get involved in that.
All right.
I'm not getting involved.
No worries. Ben, we're setting this up as a comedy club because I'm telling you, Jay's going to do like 2 or 3 minutes. Eric, set up this place as a comedy club. Get the interns. I'm dead serious.
Whole bunch of interns, Eric.
Everyone's going to sit in a chair and watch Jay London for like 4 minutes.
Oh.
All right?
Are they going to charge us ridiculous amounts of money for drinks? Set it up like a comedy club.
The Opie and Anthony show.
Jay, Jesus.
Yeah.
Seriously, get rid of the couch and set up chairs.
Ooh.
Jay will be in this corner over here.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
We want to do this immediately, so Jay London is in studio. He's
How's he
going
to stand under the TV?
That's all right. I can do it.
Well, he's got to be next to the TV.
Well, where do you want to stand, Jay? You're the comedian.
Right under the TV. It's good.
Or right in front of the TV?
It's good karma. Right under it.
Yeah.
As Regis is on, so then they decide what they
prefer him.
Henry Winkler.
Yeah.
The Fonz.
Yeah, simply because.
Oh, they're on the Happy Days set today, Anthony.
It's 30 years.
30 years. Yeah, they're having a reunion show, which is just what we need. is a Happy Days reunion
Well,
show. My life hasn't been
He's
complete.
become a full-fledged actor, hasn't he?
Uh,
Winkler?
Well, Henry Winkler, we were talking about this
Irving.
in the... Irving Winkler? Henry Winkler, we were talking about this in the office. The guy has spent a lot more time in his career away from Happy Days as he did in Happy Days. And he's directed, produced, and done some acting. Yet they always say Henry Winkler, also known as the Fonz. It's just one of those things he is so saddled with and stuck with for the rest of his life, no matter what else he does. You know, and Richie Cunningham, the same thing. He's done some brilliant stuff since being Richie Cunningham, but he'll always be Richie Cunningham.
He really will. That sounds so sad.
It kind of is sad because some people don't get over that. And
is that where drugs come in?
Drugs will come into play. Perhaps a 38 to the forehead will come into play with some of these people.
Right.
Will always be the dopey shock jocks that had a couple have sex in St. Pat's Cathedral.
They remember you for one thing.
Yeah, they pick one big
I think
event,
that's our thing.
One big mistake.
That's going to be our thing. And they're going to remember Jay London from Last Comic Standing.
Last Comic Standing.
I'll be remembered.
Well, hopefully, maybe. Are you one of those stand-up comics that would like a sitcom?
No,
No?
I just did King of Queens, to tell you
You
the
did?
truth. Yes, I did.
How was that? Fun?
As they said in Goodfellas, can I use that language?
Sure.
He broke his cherry. I broke my cherry.
You broke your cherry. Your sitcom cherry. Were you playing a character that was a little far removed from who you really are? Or?
Not that far.
Not that far?
No.
Yeah?
A bloated me.
It was a bloated you.
A bloated
right?
me.
Oh, look at this. They're bringing in
Wow,
a
they're
professional
bringing in a
mic stand and
mic.
everything. Hey, Eric, why isn't everyone helping you? We need, like, literally 10 chairs in here. Like, right away. Get 10 chairs set up.
Where's
Get
Noah?
help.
Look at Noah.
Get all the
Here
chairs
he
from the office and what have you.
What is Noah directing the operation? And bring that over here.
All right. You know what we could do as they set up the studio for Jay Moore? We have Jessica in
Jay
studio.
Moore?
I mean Jay London.
coming
Sorry,
in?
I got Jay Moore on the brain. Sorry, Jay. Jay London.
Jay Les.
We got Jessica in studio that does dirty songs. You could like maybe warm up for
You
Jay
do
London.
dirty songs or
Yeah, dirty.
you don't look the part of a
No.
dirty songstress.
Yeah, I know.
You kind of have a very innocent look to you.
Oh, thanks. There you go. Yeah. Very sweet.
And it doesn't seem like the type of girl that would, have filth coming out of you like that. But
Yeah, it comes in all forms.
that
What can I say?
certainly does. It's very surprising. Good for you.
Well, thank you.
If you're not going to be too distracted as they set up our comedy club, know what's going to be great, Anthony? One day, all these cubicles are going to be gone, and it'll just be set up for someone like Jay London. And
We'll
then-
have a stage.
And then we just take the whole show outside the studio, and we're ready to go. And we get a nice performance from somebody.
Once the dead weight is shipped out
Yeah.
to a new facility?
Hey, Bruce, when is the dead weight getting removed from here?
Dead weight.
Yeah.
Dead weight.
Who are you referring to?
You may call them other XM employees.
Yeah, we call them dead weight. When are they leaving?
I don't know. There's no.
There's rumors that it could be soon, right?
Probably not that soon. I believe it is not high up on the radar. At
When
the
is the
moment.
boxcar coming through so we could shove him on it and send him out?
I'm afraid this is not going to happen till.
No.
Oh, geez, end of the summer maybe.
Oh my!
You're kidding! Now it's end of the summer.
Now it's end of summer.
I
They were
think
telling
this
us-
is
they were
totally
telling us
taken
March,
on
I think,
low
right?
priority now.
Well, they got to sign the lease first, and I do not believe there is a signed lease, and
Oh, boy.
then you got to build a place in. That
Yeah.
takes a while.
Oh, can't we just squat
And you got to
somewhere?
pry their cold dead fingers from the.
Well, can't we
desks
just
over there
push
on
their cubicles to like one side of this place, and then we'll take over this half over here?
Yeah, we
that
need
would
a
work.
performance area in there. We need something in there people can perform in.
Yeah.
Well, let's see who's expendable. Let's.
Oh my God!
Who isn't?
Oh,
All of them.
please.
Boot 'em.
Exactly. Start with him.
Oh,
Exactly. What does he do?
We don't know what that person does, Bruce. I'm not naming names. Oh, so you think Russ doesn't do anything around here, huh? Is that what you're saying, Bruce?
No, he's program director for 2 channels. He does a lot of work.
What channels?
Beyond Jazz, which is the electric jazz channel.
Actually, Russ has been very cool to us since we got
and
here.
Audio Visions, the Earth Song or the
Yeah, yeah,
New
yeah.
Age, New Age,
New Age,
the New
yeah.
Age
Some
channel.
New Age action.
New Age.
He's been very cool to us ever since we started, so I didn't know that was Russ. It's the other people we're talking about.
So he gets on Schindler's List. He's able to stay when the boxcars come and haul everyone else.
Well, he
away?
has little small fingers. They're good for cleaning out the munitions.
I am essential to the Opie and Anthony efforts.
No, Russ is the big dude. Russ is huge.
Yeah, Russ is all right. How's the
great.
comedy? Well,
Wow, it's getting set up quite nicely.
yeah, we're going to move all the chairs back so Jay London has some room, and then we could sit around the console as well. But we want everyone in here for Jay's little performance. Jessica, so you do dirty songs. You want to do one as we go to break here?
Sure.
What's your deal?
Well, I'm a comedian too.
Okay.
And I perform around the city, and I wrote some songs, and it's very hard for me to find places to perform because I swear in all my songs. I can't send it to a regular radio station.
Yeah.
So I send it to you guys.
You can send it to Hot 97.
And
That's for sure. Send it there. They don't care what they play.
Yeah. I was thinking about that afterwards. I was like, shit.
Tsunami
relax.
song.
They would have
So
liked
easy.
it. Oh well. Anyway, all right. Well, this is a song that I wrote. It's called the clits of my it's called the nipples or the clits of my tits. And
wait. What's it called?
It's called My Nipples or the Clits of My Tits. You have to understand. I don't wake up until 2 most
My
days.
nipples are.
My nipples are the clits
Those
of my tits.
Gotcha.
So it's like
very nice.
Yeah.
It's common sense, you know. We can all learn something from
Sure.
the song. It goes like this. Well, you heard of the clit? It's in the middle of it. This thing. But did you know, friends, that my nipples are clits? The clits of my tits. The clits of my tits. Now listen. When you're coming near my vagina or rear, you don't all forget. No, 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 no. So remember then, dear, that my nipples are clits. Everyone, the clits of my tits.
Got my lighter out.
Ring the bells of sex and sex smells. It's gross. Heightened intensity. 2, 3, 4. Selfish propensity. That's the guys. Man in a boat. How does he stay afloat? Pinkish brown islands are waiting up on high hands. You better go get 'em, the fat chunk of meat raised above my soft teat is a sweet, tender treat, and it's good enough to eat. So remember then, dear, that my nipples are clits. Everyone, the clits of my tits. The clits of my tits. That's it.
Okay, terrific.
Noah wrote that, by the way. That was another composition.
I'm hoping Noah has another song we can play.
Noah.
That's very interesting.
Interesting. That's a nice word. Thank you.
You play real well, and you got a very nice singing voice, too.
Oh, thank you.
All right. Okay, we got a freak show in here today. When we come back from break, we'll get another song out of you, and when we come back, it's going to be Jay London.
Yes.
I think you're the first comedian we've ever asked to actually do some of his stuff on the show. What? What? Okay.
You have to talk into the
I know, but we don't have anyone really producing the show today, so.
I hope it's a resounding victory.
Yeah. How's the house look? How's the house look? Are we packing out?
You'll be packing out.
Does it look good? What do we got? One person sitting down over there? Noah?
All right, why don't we take a break?
One androgynous oddball sitting in the...
Yeah, give me a longer sweeper so we can get the studio set for Jay London, who's playing Caroline's all this weekend, Anthony.
Yep.
And I highly recommend you go see him, okay? We'll continue. Huh? What? Waiting. Hit it.
What kind of a show are you guys putting on here today?
Cancel all appointments.
Welcome to Radio Free America. America's ready. I'm ready. I want a million voices crying out in the wilderness. Jesus, let's get serious.
Now, take a deep cleansing breath. And begin.
Fix it. Guess who's back? I'm over here now. Back again. Nice head, Dick. Bag it. Guess who's back? Oh, man. Back again. I don't believe it. Stupid. You're so stupid. Guess who's back? Back
right, here we go. Hold your ears, folks. It's showtime.
The Opie and Anthony Show. The Anthony Show. XM 202.
And we're back with the Opie and Anthony program. We're going to try something a little different today. We got Jay London in studio from Last Comic Standing.
Yes.
Playing Caroline's all this weekend. I highly recommend you go see Jay. We have set up the studio like a comedy club.
No, not the studio, Opie. We're going to be throwing it to our comedy lounge that we have here in our building.
All right, and what's the name of this place?
I don't know.
I can tell you this much. The shades are down. It's nice and dark in here.
Yep,
We got the dimmers on the lights way down. We got pretty much everyone that works with the show in here. And we're ready to do a little thing here.
This is great. How about we'll never be willing to give Jimmy time? That'll be good. Even if you have, let's say, a Leno thing coming up, you can't even get 5 minutes.
Oh, okay, yeah.
No.
Let's call it the Gotham shithole. That'd be a nice name for this club. Hope it burns down while it's full on New Year's Eve. Fuckhead.
This is, we were talking during the break. This is the first time we've actually asked the comedian to do his act on our show.
Mm-hmm.
And we set up the place nice, I think. We got an MC/intern that's going to do some time.
Are we going to have some music for the MC to come up to? Because usually at the comedy clubs, the music starts, and then you get the club announcement kind of a thing, and then the MC comes up. Now you're MC Nathaniel, something like that. It's got to be some bad, maybe 80s or something techno or...
Well, let's ask Nathaniel.
Tell an airplane joke.
Nathaniel, what song you want to come up to?
I don't know. Yeah, it is always some awful dated music. That
Yeah, it wouldn't be Nathaniel's music. It would be the house music that the club has.
Yeah.
That's what they bring the MC up to.
How about maybe some Motley Crue?
Something like that.
Spice Girls.
Would work.
All right, we'll find something. Get this. All right, well, turn it down, though. All right, that's good. We're gonna...
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Opie and Anthony's. Okay, let's hear it, people.
Wait, but you're Anthony.
Yeah.
Shouldn't we have Martini Steve and his imaginary friend Ramon do it?
But it's always some bad recorded thing, isn't it?
All right.
From 57th
All right,
the crossroads of the world.
Hold on. Turn off the music. All right. Okay, you're right, Anthony. Are you ready? I'm sorry. You're right.
Intro is hilarious. Crossroads of the world.
Crossroads of the world.
Right, relax. You're serving wings and hearing dick jokes.
All right, so you want to start the music, then go to you?
Yeah.
Okay, Anthony's got a hold of this. Okay, here we go. Derek, if you will, let's start it up here.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the most important place on earth, it's Opie and Anthony's, the crossroads of the world. Ladies and gentlemen, your MC for this evening, Nathaniel. Let's hear it for him.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, people. All right. Wow, and the canned laughter. Thank you.
O&A ruled, you dick!
Yes,
Big
thank
yellow
you.
one's the sun!
Can't hear you back here.
Louder! Be more funny! Asshole!
Hi. Thanks for coming to O&A's place tonight. Day. Before we start, I just want to remind everybody to turn off your cell phones or put them on vibrate or your beepers. But who has beepers nowadays? Everybody does that intro. Sorry, I had to make fun of it. Oh, beepers are so dated. Yeah, so it's a joke. So yeah, how's it going, everybody? Everybody having a good time tonight?
Yeah!
All right. I'll do a couple of my mediocre jokes and then bring on the main event. So, I'm a wasp, in case you guys didn't know. I'm from a very waspy place, Connecticut. The motto for our local country club is we will have a Jew by the year 2015. All right. I'm not sure if that means they will have a Jewish member or if they will have captured one.
Monster Raid!
Thank you, sir. Yeah, I missed the sounds of somebody crowing like a bird through my whole set. That happened. Yeah. Good enough. My town also has a very small black community as well, or as we refer to it, Carl. Hell, I'm killing, so I'm just going to bring up the main event right there.
No,
With that.
one more joke.
More.
Come on, you faggot.
All right, jeez. Yeah,
Do some crowd work.
The O&A fans are always cheering one more joke from the non-Jim Norton entity. All right. What are you trying to touch there, Opie?
Sorry. No.
Yeah, I get really annoyed when people take really obvious stands on bad issues, like, oh, the tsunami sucks, or oh, cancer's terrible. So I like to mess with them. Somebody actually told me, oh, I think kiddie porn's just awful. I was like, I know, the lighting is awfully unflattering. Oh, man, I repeated the word in the joke just like Jim told me not to do. I used awfully twice. Anyway, now that I guys have you, worked up to a fever pitch, I just want to say that if you're in Pittsburgh this weekend, make sure you check out the Improv. 412-462-5233 if you want to
that was
get
a fine
tickets.
ending to your set.
Thank you. Everybody's going crazy. All right. And now, your headliner tonight.
Are you ready for your next?
Oh, yeah.
I'm pumped up.
I'm sorry. You guys ready for your headliner, Jay London? Huh? Oh, come on. You guys could do better than that. Always say that. You guys could do better than that. All right. Here he is from Last Comic Standing, Jay London.
Do I need earphones? No. It's a pleasure to be here tonight at the world famous O&A Club, conveniently located on wherever. I called up 1-800-ALARM-ME today, and they told me I had 6 months to live. I like that. One Christmas, my father bought me a train set with a third rail. I'm a hit so far. Great. I just came back from a Polish funeral procession held at night, and we all had our headlights off, and we got into 3 accidents. I'm killing on the 7th floor. That's right. I just came back from a sympathy card convention, and words can't explain. This is bad. If anybody has to go to the bathroom or use their cell phone, this would be the right time. Did I tell you I met Michael Jackson? Did I tell you that?
No.
I told him to lighten up. Oh, is that bad? But, what are you going to do? I'm here all week. Yeah, sure. I want to do a one-man show, but I'm afraid somebody else is going to show up. I have multiple personalities, so tonight we'll be speaking in the first person. I went public today. I couldn't hold it in. I went public today. I couldn't hold it in. Yeah, I'm not done yet. Hold on 1 second. I'm looking for a vitamin to supplement my income. Do you get that? I'm looking for a vitamin. Okay. And now I don't know if this is a sex-based club here, if they talk in that tone, but I went out with a very popular girl. She has gridlock signs leading up to a bedroom door, and I blocked a box, and it cost me $60 and 2 points on my license. That's brilliant. All right, and my closing line is here right now. My girlfriend told me I was history. I told her to change the subject. I found out I aroused one thing in women: suspicion. Do you get that? And the last thing, I'm actually trying to quit pot, so I got the pot patch, and I keep it in the backyard. It means I grow it myself. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jay London.
I want to tell a joke. Can I tell one?
A comic has just walked in the club and wants some time.
Oh, a special treat for everybody.
Just one?
Yeah? All right. Jessica Delfino? Yeah?
Yeah. You won't get through that
Where
way.
you going?
She's trying to work her way up to the stage.
Keep it going, people. Come on. We all love more comedy.
Hey, here's my one joke for the evening, the day. Okay, so I'm 28 years old, and I'm really excited because I'm going to be 29 this year. And but I thought I was supposed to stop getting pimples by now, but I got one. And it made me nervous because it was like on my face, but also on my lip, you know. So I got worried that maybe it wasn't a pimple at all. Maybe it was herpes, you know, because like it just looked remarkably identical to the sores on my vagina. And so I was really scared.
That should have gotten more. That actually deserved more than it got.
It really was, yeah.
Well, it's a tough room.
It is a tough room.
Nathaniel, you want to close the show?
Close the show out.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for coming down tonight. Let's hear it for our other acts, Jessica Delfino and Jay London. Don't forget.
I got one.
Don't forget to tip your waitresses.
Wait, what? You have a joke?
It's a joke, but my nephew told me this.
All right, you got to get up on stage. I know you're in front of a mic.
Oh,
wow.
Another treat.
What a
Another
treat.
surprise. Jim Norton, everybody.
Wow, imagine the shock and awe of the crowd when they go, wow, we just came here for a show and Jimmy Norton's performing.
This is a joke my nephew told me.
All right.
There's this guy, and he's out one night in a bar, and he's trying to meet a girl to take home, but he can't meet anyone, so he finally meets this much older woman. She's in her mid to late 60s, and he's not into older women, but he's like, I've had a few drinks, why not? So he goes home with her, and they start fooling around. And he takes off her bra, and he starts touching her breast, and he starts to suck her breast. And all of a sudden, he's sucking her nipple, and liquid shoots into his mouth. That's a little odd, and he swallows it. And they're kissing a little bit more, and he sucks the other breast, and he sucks the nipple, and more liquid goes into his mouth, and he's kind of getting turned on by that. So after they're done having sex, he goes, I really enjoyed that, and I was sucking your breast, and I mean, not to be disrespectful, but I thought you were a little too old to give milk. And she sighed and she went, I am, but unfortunately I'm not too old to have cancer.
There he goes, Jim Norton. Wow.
All right. And if you want more of that type of humor, make sure you go down to the Improv at Pittsburgh. 412-462-5233. Don't forget to tip your waitresses. Ha ha.
Yes. I think the debut of the O&A Comedy Club was a hit.
That was great. Make sure to hold on to your tickets now when you leave so we can make sure you've paid your tab. Very good. That was great. Felt like I was really in a club.
Not bad. We'll make some improvements in the place, but that was pretty good, man. We got to get like a fake brick wall that we just hang up.
The real hack-like atmosphere.
Yeah, we'll get a brick wall for the next time we do
You
this.
should just get like a screen brick wall that you can just pull down.
Yeah. Jessica, you got another song in you as we go to break, maybe?
Yeah, I have another song.
All right. We got Jay London in the studio, who just did a great job. He's going to be at Caroline's all weekend long.
Thanks for pumping me, man.
That was
Thank you.
That's a little taste of what you'll hear.
No, it's
great,
big
funny
taste.
stuff.
And now we got Jessica, who I don't know where she came from, but she does some of the comedy clubs in Manhattan, right?
I'm from Maine.
From Maine, but
I live here now.
And you're trying to make it in comedy, right?
Yeah, actually, I'd like to be a writer.
Okay.
Ideally.
All right.
But okay, this is a quick song. It's a war protest song because it's timely, right? I hate war, and everyone, hates war, but
well, not everyone.
Well, yeah,
People
you're right.
actually enjoy it. Yeah.
Some people get a kick out of it, but okay, this is a war protest song, and I played it at the war protests. I actually went to the war protests and played it.
Good
and,
place to play a
yeah,
war protest.
and
sure.
the cops really liked it a lot. It goes like this: 1, 2, 3. Sorry things didn't work out with us, but I'm sorry. It's what time is it?
It's
8.
8 o'clock. Or 9.
9
Okay.
o'clock.
1, 2, 3. Well, I'm sorry things didn't work out with us, but I'm leaving here. I can't play the song. Okay.
What? It's a very awkward
Sorry.
situation.
I know.
Am I bringing the awkwardness to the place?
No, it's not. It's not you. It's me.
Oh.
It's just early. Okay. 1, 2, 3. I'm sorry things didn't work out with us, but I'm leaving here tonight on the midnight bus. Keep my shit. I don't care. Just please don't make a fuss. You don't make my pussy right. I tried to help you figure it out. I spread my crotch wide open till my clit popped out. I push your head left, right, and all about. But you don't make my pussy right.
I heard you say yesterday I didn't give you half a chance. But we dated for a year, and oh my dear, good pussy licking is the key to romance. So I'm sorry things didn't work out with us, but I'm leaving here tonight on the midnight bus. Keep all my shit, I don't care, just please don't make a fuss. You don't lick my pussy right, I know. You don't lick my pussy right one more time. Oh, you don't lick my pussy right, I really mean it. You don't lick my pussy right. No more war, you guys. No more war.
There you go. That's the war message.
Yeah. Jessica, you got a website or anything?
I do. It's jessiedelfino.blogspot.com. You just Google Jessica Delfino if you're curious. But, yeah. Oh, I have a band, too. It's called Haunted Pussy.
Right.
And Haunted Pussy is my histrionic fear metal band. And in my histrionic fear metal band, I don't tell jokes or sing dirty songs. I do a lot of screaming, and we have two lead singers like Hart, and the other lead singer gets topless all the time.
Really?
So the guys really dig that. I don't get topless, but I do talk. There's a story behind it, Haunted Pussy. It's a story about being raped by a ghost, and it's a beautiful story of triumph. You guys are looking at me like,
no, I give me the CD. I want to play it. I want to play a little taste of Haunted Pussy.
You want to taste some Haunted Pussy?
Yeah.
I think the first song is the story of Haunted Pussy.
All right.
And
is it a long ballad?
No, none of the songs are very long. And they're all very kind of.
Is it serious?
Not so serious. I mean, it's not really jokey. You know, it's just like kind of weird.
All right, Anthony.
Yes.
A little taste of Haunted Pussy.
All right.
Ring, 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 banana phone. Ring, 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 banana phone.
Oh, man, you got me on that one.
Yeah, me too.
You absolutely got me. I was expecting to hear some Haunted Pussy, and we got Banana Phone.
Do you really want to hear Haunted Pussy? Maybe after the break.
You should play
We got to take a break.
Yeah, we got to take a break, though.
Stealthy.
Banana Phone. Jesus Christ, that Banana Phone song.
All right.
I like that song.
Isn't that catchy?
It is.
Like, oh, Banana Phone, you'll be singing that all night.
You guys have fun here.
Yeah, it's great, right? Great time. We've been featuring the interns a lot today. So intern Danny threw this thing together, Anthony, as we go to break. The reporter that fell down and hurt herself as she was squashing the grapes.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And Danny took that audio of her like, I don't know. She knocked the wind out of herself, obviously.
Yeah.
And he came up with this.
Live from Mardi Gras.
Norton and Friends.
That's hilarious.
Opie and Anthony, live from the Crazy Horse Cabaret, Monday and Tuesday, February 7th and 8th.
Anthony and Opie.
From 2 p.m. to 5 p.m., live from the Crazy Horse Cabaret at 226 Bourbon Street in New Orleans, Louisiana.
ONA.
And Jimmy Norton as Norton. Call 504-525-5801 for more information. Or go to opieandanthony.com. XM 202, The Opie and Anthony Show.
Give me fuel, give me fire, give me double time is
We got a lot going on today. Jessica's singing her songs over there. We got Jay London over here from Last Comic Standing. He's going to be at Caroline's all weekend long. I'm going to that show, man. I can't wait to see Jay London.
Oh, thanks.
Little Jimmy Norton in the studio, who's taking off today for Pittsburgh.
Yes, he is.
And on the phone, if I can get to the phone.
Who's coming in tomorrow in lieu of Jimmy Norton?
Yeah, big show tomorrow.
Yeah.
Club Soda Kenny will be filling in for Jim Norton tomorrow.
Are you kidding me?
Rich Voss was not available, so we had to go to the bullpen.
That is one thin bullpen.
We had to go to the pitcher that kind of just sits on the bench all season because there's no one else to get in the game.
Hey, I love.
He actually plays, first base during the season, but we ran out of
not
pitchers.
Even a pitcher.
Yeah. It's like a Paul O'Neill thing. He's going to throw one ball and pull his arm out.
I love Kenny, but as far as being the third man here on staff. That's going to be rough.
He'll be good, I think.
Well, we used Bob Kelly yesterday, so his arm's a little tired. And Patrice, I don't know. He's playing for so many teams, I don't even know if he's in the stadium.
I just picture me and Opie talking, punctuated by, I'll say.
All day long.
I hear you.
I have to agree with Opie on that one. Why?
That's why it will be fun. It's going to be awful tomorrow.
Sure. Pop-Tart Opie.
And on the phone right now, we got to say hi to an old friend. We haven't talked to him in a while. It's Henry Rollins. Henry.
How you doing, man?
Henry.
What's going on today, buddy?
Not much. It's 6 in the morning where I am.
Oh, you're in L.A., obviously, no?
Yeah.
Are you at your apartment or house?
Not at the office.
Oh, because I asked that because I think I remember last time we talked to you that you don't really have a place of residence, really.
Yeah, I do. I'm just not around much.
It's kind of like a place just to put your stuff on, and as you travel the world, right?
Yeah. I mean, I try and stay out as much as possible. I just got back from Europe, and I'm heading off to Russia in about 10 days.
What are you going to do in Russia?
I'm going to go into Siberia, and I'm going to go on the Trans-Siberian Rail, which is the 6,000-mile train ride.
Why are you doing that?
I just think it would be interesting. And, might make for some interesting writing, and seeing Siberia at the coldest part of the year might be, something that might be memorable. It might be a total drag. I don't know.
How long of a trip is it?
It's a week.
Okay, a week.
And they do this regularly, or?
Yeah, that thing runs all year. Yeah. There's 3 different rail systems. There's the Trans-Siberian, Trans-Mongolian, and something else, but this is the big one, so I figured. I was in Sweden the other night, and I said, now's the time. So I researched it, called up the travel agent, and who I wear out on a regular basis for these ideas, and she got on it.
That isn't one of those things where people kind of have made it almost touristy. Is it still like pretty harsh? What kind of travel? I don't know. Accoutrements.
Well, there's either 2 to a car or 4 to a car. A train car. So you just decide how many people you want to travel with. And the train lets you off, every few hours for a while to go check out a different town. And I know a girl who years ago who did it, said it was really amazing, so it got me really curious.
Well, what are you going to see in these towns?
Well, the locals and probably a lot of snow and ice.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I mean, it sounds kind of interesting, but you're going to be looking out the window seeing the exact same thing for a week straight, no?
Yeah, but so do you on your way to work.
That's true.
You got me.
Well, no, and so do I when I'm here. So, what I'm saying is that's why I like to get out and see a different, just 9 to 5. So
it's funny. A friend of mine went to Russia one time, and we were talking about it, and he said that some places are nice, but some places have like real poverty. And I'm like, did you notice that? And he's like, absolutely.
Oh, yeah, no, Russia, I've been there 4 times. Russia has a lot of problems.
Yeah.
The people are fantastic, and Stalin really did it, and Stalin and communism really messed that country up. If you didn't like communism, you come out of Russia going like, yep, definitely a bad idea.
Yeah.
But why would you live in that area now that Russia's trying to, move forward into the...
Well, there's opportunity if, you have the keys to the kingdom. A lot of tough guys, a lot of criminal types made a lot of money when the wall came down, just because there's a lot of military people willing to sell pretty much anything. Mm-hmm. And people were buying everything from submarines to every weapon known to man. And that's a lot of weapons that we're getting hit by in Iraq are Russian-made, Kalashnikovs. When I was in Iraq a few months ago, I saw this newly captured cache of weapons that they pulled off out of Syria, I guess, or they came over the Syrian border, and it's all brand new Russian gear, like still packed in grease.
Wow. I know a guy he served over in Iraq. He was over I think in Baghdad and in Fallujah. And he came back, and I'm like, well, I mean, how was it? And he's like, it was really dangerous. And I'm like, it was? And he's like, you bet.
Yeah, I was there in May, and I was in a mortar attack at one base, which was, that's a, pretty dramatic deal.
Oh, you went over there?
Yeah, I do a trip for the USO every 3 months, and been to Afghanistan a couple of times, Kyrgyzstan a couple of times, Qatar, Abu Dhabi, Dubai, Iraq, Kuwait, Honduras, places like that.
What's your take on the whole thing?
Well, my take is our men and women in the military are the best in the world, and I'm devoted to them. I think Iraq, the president's saying one thing, but they're actually going after something else. It's not really spreading freedom as much as it's putting in a roadblock against what they think is the rising Arab unified world or something.
Is that a bad thing in your opinion?
It's a bad thing when you kind of cram democracy down someone's throat.
Right.
It's a very bad thing when 1,500 of my countrymen come back dead and thousands and thousands come back, legs gone, faces gone, and I'll be visiting some of them on February 12th at Walter Reed Army Hospital. So, in my opinion, the freedom of all of Iraq is not worth a scraped knee of an American soldier.
I gotta agree with you there.
Yeah, I agree too.
I gotta agree with you on that one.
I have a lot of problems about this conflict.
I think if they were, before we even gave them a second thought, I think if the people really wanted freedom and were rising up and making a concerted effort amongst themselves to be free and asked for the United States' assistance, I think that's a different story.
My thoughts exactly.
But I think
if
they
you
were
weren't man enough to take the guy out, then maybe you just like it that way.
There you go. And if they needed help to attain this freedom that they all dreamt about, then that's a different story. But I think the fact is they were sheep being led by a dictator with an iron fist that, perhaps they didn't really want freedom. So why should we risk American lives to give them something they don't even understand?
I'm all into freedom and democracy, and no one likes Saddam Hussein. I mean, he's a creep. But that being said, I just see all these people coming home in bags. Yeah. And that's just not worth it to me. Especially when you meet these guys. They're just, they're just people like you and me with this completely surreal job. I mean, their 9 to 5 over there, it's just not, you're not able to believe what they go through.
Nope. That's why they're so screwed up when they get back, too, having to deal with that. Forget about it.
Jay wanted that Siberian thing like the Bipolar Express, that movie?
The Bipolar Express? Well, it'll be bipolar when I get on it, my friend.
Okay, I just had to break that up. All right.
So, Henry, one other thing about Iraq, is it as crazy as they're showing it is on the news?
Yeah. I mean, as soon as the sun goes down, you just hear gunfire all night, and wherever you go, you're in an armor-plated Humvee surrounded by armed men, and nowhere's really safe. The green zone isn't safe. I mean, you're kind of up for grabs wherever you are there, and the tension is pretty grim. I mean, people are dead serious. Like when you're out moving around, there's no joking around.
Yeah.
Like when you're in a Black Hawk, you're followed by a guard Black Hawk. I mean, because these guys are getting shot at. They're getting mortared all the time. There's a lot of the improvised explosive devices are very effective. And the Kevlar vests, the ceramic plated body armor is really effective, but the arms keep coming off. That's our problem. The guts remain intact, but the arms go flying into the air.
Ugh.
So it's a mess.
And what about the people? Are they do they feel safer? Are you seeing that or no? Or are they pretty
scared too?
They
wouldn't let me near anybody.
Oh,
I'll tell you what, though. When I was flying up from Kuwait, I was up front of the C-130 with the pilots, and they said, "See all those lights down there?" I said, "Yeah." And they said none of that was happening when we got here. So it's like we built all of that. There's like apparently a huge percent more electricity in Iraq than before we were there. It doesn't mean that's our job to go turn on the lights for people, but it just shows you that when America, we're the first people you want to have help you because we get it done. And I've seen a lot of humanitarian aid in every one of these places I've been to, in Afghanistan and even in Honduras when I was there last summer.
What do you got going? What's this Shock and Awe DVD thing you got?
It comes out like any minute now. It's from last year's tour. Shot it in Seattle on show 51 of the tour, and it's just a document of last year's tour. It's just me on stage on my own, talking, telling stories about where I just been, and those shows I've been doing for about 22 years. And now, once the tour, we make a DVD now.
See, that's why he goes to these places. He gets all this info. He goes on stage and talks about it.
Yeah, it's you're more spoken word, right? Although there's definitely a lot of comedy in what you do.
Oh yeah, sure. I mean, there's a lot of funny stuff. I mean,
you don't want to commit to the comedy thing officially, or what?
What, like as a stand-up?
Yeah, why not?
And have to tell dog jokes and stupid non sequiturs, but but I like my wife though, and all that kind of corny crap.
No, you don't have to be a bad stand-up. You could just tell. You could be a good stand-up. Richard Pryor didn't exactly do dog jokes and bad non sequiturs. He also spoke the truth and talked about his life, and he did stand-up.
Yeah, Bill Hicks had a point of view with his comedy. Whether you agree or disagree,
and they're great. But and I've been checking out Richard Pryor when you guys were like -8 years old, but. And those guys are heroes to me. I just don't want to be in a comedy club, being on the comedy circuit, and when I want to talk about homophobia or something that's serious, and have some guy throw his drink at me.
Well, you don't worry about the reaction, though. You got
an ear, so that's the problem there.
If you're talking about it, there's definitely a risk in a comedy club, because you also have to take what it is and express it and somehow find humor in the situation. And
absolutely. I respect comics. If someone said, go do an hour at a comedy club tonight, I'd be terrified.
And I was a homophobic child, and in kindergarten I wouldn't even skip to my loo.
And how much do you make a week doing stand-up?
Not much.
Well, we have Jay London.
Working at it, because it sounds like it's working for you. I mean, if that's if you walk on stage and that's your first line, I think you're going to be eating tuna casserole for a long time.
Well,
you
actually,
still live with Mom, or are you moving out now? Are you thinking about it?
Actually, we have Jay London in studio. He was on Last Comic Standing. Very funny comic, actually. He's playing Caroline's this weekend. And then we got Jim Norton, who does the radio show with us, who's very funny.
Last Comic, was that Comedy Central?
Last Comic Standing was on
NBC.
NBC.
Oh.
Yeah, so.
Yeah.
Well, you've been all over the world. Where's your favorite place to go?
Well, besides America, I like Australia.
Why Australia?
Just amazing country. People are very friendly. It's very beautiful. Food's good. The women are beautiful. It's very clean. Takes a while to get there.
Aren't they a little uptight about content?
Cool once you get off the plane.
Aren't they a little uptight about content? They seem to be a bit more uptight than Americans as far as content is concerned.
Well, there's elements of Australia that are very conservative, like here or anywhere else, but the people are pretty fun-loving as far. I've been there 26 times, and I don't know, they like the hard rock, and they come to the talking shows, and they seem to be pretty straight-up people.
Yeah. Advice to the average man: if they could only take one trip, where would you suggest they go?
Gee.
For like kind of a fun vacation. I mean, obviously not the Caribbean. Maybe somewhere where you would never think to go.
Get an adventure.
Yeah, maybe an adventure vacation.
Egypt is pretty cool as far as like some jaw-dropping stuff to see. As far as being a tourist. Everywhere you look, it's kind of mind-blowing.
I wanted to go to Egypt, but then they were saying that it's very, very dangerous now. Ever since 2000,
people were hacked up at that one tourist site. I forget where that was. I tried to go right after that, but my manager talked me out of it. But wherever you go now, like when you're at the Valley of the Kings or the Giza pyramids, there is a bunch of young men with Uzis guarding you, because that is their business is tourism. So you're very protected.
Okay.
What was there was one spoken word thing you did I caught part of. What was the part where you were talking about something about being on, like vomiting and being like drunk and sick, puking in the toilet or something like that? It's been a while and I honestly don't remember it.
No, I've been drunk about 3 times in my life. I probably threw up when I was 17 from alcohol, but I was kind of like the 3 Michelob, I don't like it anymore kind of guy, so I don't know if I got any puking, drunk.
Wasn't it? No, maybe it was you were sick there. I remember something in one of your spoken word things about being sick and being wrapped around a toilet. And...
Oh, I was probably at one point. I probably usually about once a year. My body kind of gives out, and I just shake, rattle, and roll for about 24 hours and puke and sweat. And that was in Sweden a couple of years ago, where I told the story about the article I read in the newspaper about a man who sued Starbucks because he apparently crushed his penis inside one of the men's room toilets.
Yeah.
And I think that was bundled up in the same story as hugging the toilet in Sweden, because I think in my vomitous reverie I tried to actually recreate the accident to see how he could be litigious, and I couldn't do it. I guess I'm just not that well gifted.
Yeah, the toilet seat slipped to the side and squished his nutsack between the toilet and the seat.
That's classic.
I mean, you know what? You can go online and actually find a lot of the legal paperwork on that. Some girl sent it to me. It's pretty great.
That's good reading.
Well, it's interesting if you don't have a whole lot going on.
All right, let's say hi to Brad in Nashville. Brad, what's up?
How's it going, guys?
We got Henry Rollins on the phone.
Henry Rollins, you were listening to Richard Pryor when we were like minus 8 years old? How cool are you?
That Nigger's Crazy. Like, my mom gave it to me when I was like 8 or something, and my mom was pretty progressive. And I remember I went to go see that performance film. That was basically where that album came from, and I remember walking out of there.
Which one came from That Nigger's Crazy?
A lot of that stuff. Just a lot of the stuff from that Live at Sunset Strip. Just like that all that classic stuff where, that All-American Nigger, That Nigger's Crazy, a lot of
Bicentennial
that.
Nigger, you mean?
Huh?
Bicentennial Nigger.
Bicentennial
Not
Nigger.
All-American Nigger, yeah. Oh, no, I know you're saying the Live in Concert, which was filmed in Long Beach in 1979, was taken from Wanted, which was, That Nigger's Crazy was kind of 1971 in the Improv in New York City. He filmed something called Richard Pryor Live and Smoking. A lot of that material eventually made its way onto That Nigger's Crazy. But it actually, not the reverse was true. The CD, the tape came out years after it was actually filmed. But it came out better. It was actually better once it was on tape than it was in the original film, which bombed. It wasn't released until 81 by Blum Productions because Pryor was already a star by then.
Yeah. Well, I saw it in D.C. when I was in high school.
Henry, you know what just went on, right?
Huh?
You know what just went on. I think like Jim Norton is probably the biggest Richard Pryor fan ever. And when you said that you were listening to Richard Pryor albums when we were minus 8 years old, I think it really got to him.
Oh, really? Did I insult the guy?
No, not at all. I felt it was a bit pretentious, but no, it wasn't insulting.
No, I'm just saying, I'm down with comics, respect comics. Lenny Bruce, I was listening to the records before I even understood what the hell he was talking about, and then I got older and I kind of started getting to it. But all that stuff, Bill Cosby, Richard Pryor, George Carlin, these guys were huge to me. So I'm not. What I'm trying to say is I'm not in any way disrespecting comics or comedy just because I don't go and do a thing at the comedy club. It's these guys. Lenny Bruce died for a lot of our constitutional rights, in my opinion. Yeah. And Bill Hicks was of the strength where such an early death seems to me, it almost smacks of conspiracy. He was that effective to me, where you can almost buy the conspiracy idea that someone just wanted to shut him up for good. So all I was saying is I respect these guys. If I rubbed you the wrong way, man, I'm really, I guess I rubbed you the wrong way.
No, it was only when I mentioned comedy, I asked stand-up, and you're like, oh, should I do some, like, dog jokes? So it was kind of like, I figured that was kind of a jab at comics, and then I mentioned Pryor.
Yeah,
like,
okay. I would hate to be put in that box where, like, 1, 2, 3, make them laugh. Like, one time I had to do, like, a 5-minute thing on, like, I don't know, Penn and Teller. They said, go out there and do 5 minutes. I don't know what you're talking. I was terrified. I said, can I do an hour? Can I just be myself? And they went, no, come on, it's a show. Go out there. And, those guys can do it. I did it, but it felt like I was a dog wearing a hat at a party. I just felt really canned and, kind of put up there.
I really like the spoken word thing. I got a lot of your stuff, and I enjoy it.
I mean, I just would rather not have the pressure of, 7 seconds, bang, 7 seconds, bang. I'd rather, because a lot of stories I tell, they're not funny.
I'm a big fan of storytelling in general. Like when Richard Pryor used to tell his stories, and Jim Brewer, he's been on our show a lot. I like his storytelling.
I
like
about Richard Pryor, Opie.
Huh?
What do you know about Pryor? Shut up.
Well, back in 19. No, I'm just a fan of the storytelling comics. You know, where it's.
Yeah, the anecdotal stuff to me was always the best. Like all those old Warner Brothers records of Bill Cosby, like Revenge and all those. I got from my stepbrother. He gave them to me when I was like 6 or 7, and I thought Bill Cosby just made kids records. I thought they were just for like an afternoon special thing. And like that Revenge album, I think I had a freaking seizure when I first heard that.
Yeah.
It was like the funniest thing I'd ever heard in my life.
Cosby is a great comedian. Like I'm not a fan of his, but I do respect him as a comic, and I acknowledge how great he is. My only problem with Cosby is when you take, like you mentioned, Lenny or Pryor or Carlin. These guys express opinions and kind of speak through their work, and it kind of bugs me that Cosby doesn't do that.
Safe. You know, he did clean humor that could be on Carson or could be in at a bar mitzvah. But he had great mic technique, the way he would overload the diaphragm to make the voices go low. And but then you hear what Lenny Bruce is doing at the same, like when he was, towards the end of his life, and it's just, take the paint right off your car. The truth this guy's dropping, like all the, the recording Zappa made at Berkeley is just insane. All the Phil Spector stuff. I just got that box set that Wilner put together. I haven't had a chance to hear it yet.
My problem with Cosby is, like, it's like now he comes out and says all this stuff, like, about the black community, which is fine, but it's like now he comes out and he goes, well, I just want to say this. It's like, well, that's your job as a comedian for the last 35 years. You should have been saying it on stage as a comic. Why would you do one type of an act, which is supposed to be truthful and based on your perceptions, and yet now this is the way you really, you know what I mean? That's what kind of bugs me, is the inconsistency.
Yeah, well, I find him really uninteresting. I mean, he's became, like, to me, just a kind of a grouch.
Yeah.
To where I think his positions are just like kind of curmudgeonly and not moving, and other comics around him were taking chances. Like when he was doing all that early stuff, like To Russell, My Brother Whom I Slept With, and all that stuff. To me, that's really safe comedy. Then you see Carlin just ripping out of the box with Class Clown, AM, FM, Occupation Fool.
Yeah.
We're like, whoa. That was heavy stuff. I had those records like in 3rd and 4th grade, and I memorized them at one point.
Do you like I'm a big Carlin fan. Like, a lot of people disagree with me on this one. I happen to love progressively what he's done more and more. He's kind of lost his mind in the last 10 years, but I love that.
Man. I can dig it.
Do you like him better in the 70s or now?
The one tour he did, that You're All Infected, the one right after his wife died, he was in a lot of pain, and that material is just... he was just like eviscerating the audience. It was kind of hard to get through because you can tell the guy is dealing with his wife while he's on stage. Yeah. But I really like the fact that he's so furious. I met him a while ago. He was really cool to me, and it meant a lot just because, I remember him from Laughing.
Henry, we don't get excited too many times in this show, but we had George Carlin on the air. We were out of our minds that day. It was
He's a classic. I asked him that story. I said, is it true that you were arrested with Lenny Bruce that night, when they were just hassling Lenny and just busting everyone at his shows for whatever they could to make going to see Lenny Bruce kind of not the thing to do? And he said, yeah. And I said, is that how you met him? He said, no, that Lenny hung out with all the young comics and he would let you do your routines in front of him and he would give you tips. So he said Bruce was really generous with his time with all the young guys. But he said he was indeed cuffed with Lenny. Like in that book, Ladies and Gentlemen, Lenny Bruce, they talk about it. And when I met him at MTV a few years ago, and I said, I have to know. And he said, yeah, that happened.
Wow,
so
not many people know that.
That's not a myth. What a night of your life, to be cuffed with Lenny Bruce, forget it.
Henry, Andrew Dice Clay, genius?
I I'd never heard him before, and then Rick Rubin, who put out all those records, said, "You've never heard Clay?" I went, "No," and he gave me all his records like in one chunk.
Yeah.
And I kind of just powered through all of them in a weekend. And what's that? The Day the Laughter Died? Is that the?
That's my favorite one. Yeah, that's Rick Rubin, I think, produced.
Why does everyone talk about this CD? Norton has been trying to get me to listen to this for a long time.
Oh, I think that album is amazing.
Yeah, it's his best one.
Why is it amazing, in your opinion?
Because he's so brutal. And you hear him go in and out of character. He actually, apparently he's a really nice guy, and it's an act. And so every once in a while he'll say something so crass, you can hear his voice change,
as he laughs at Andrew Dice Clay.
Yeah, what's the background on that album again? It was at Dangerfields here in New York.
He shot. What happened was I think he was like the biggest comic on the planet at that point. He wanted to just walk into a place unannounced. He walked into Dangerfields right around Christmas time and did like 3 or 4 hours, 2 nights in a row, completely unannounced and horrified the audience with no prepared material.
And no one was there either, right?
And
30
people were leaving.
Oh, yeah.
And like, some lady goes to the ladies' room. He starts talking about her. She comes back. Everyone's, oh, man. And you hear people like, this is horrible. He's like, yay. He just tells them where to go.
The guy stands up, you stink. That's my favorite moment on the thing. This guy goes, you stink. You're as funny as a bottle of milk. And him and his wife walk out. That's my favorite comedy moment ever.
It's rough stuff, but I don't know. It's kind of the job of comedy in a way. I mean, that's my favorite record of all of them. But I think I've never really seen the guy perform. I saw one HBO special like a couple of years ago when he was talking about his kids, and he wouldn't light the cigarette when he was on stage because he doesn't smoke anymore, and it seemed a little restrained, but I don't know. I thought the records were fun.
Yeah.
We'll put it this way: anyone who gets offended by it, you're not really getting what the guy's putting out. I don't think he's trying to offend you. After I heard the records, I'm like, people are like up in arms about this. Come on.
Yeah.
Hey, did you? One question. Did you work? I'm a big Ozzy freak, man. Did you write stuff with Ozzy or collaborate with Ozzy?
No, just did some shows with him. I've interviewed him a bunch of times. I don't know, hung out with him a lot. And he's an incredibly wonderful guy. He's like completely honest. He's a good man. I've known him, 10 or 11 years or so, and he's just a cool dude who, he loves to perform. That's why he doesn't retire, because he goes home and he just wants to go back out and play again.
Yeah. All right, let me go to Eric in Kansas, and then we'll wrap this up. Eric, go ahead.
Hey, Henry.
Yes, sir.
I wanted to thank you for for all the great music that you've put out and the great advice that you gave on one of your CDs where you said hold on to your depression because it keeps you grounded and you're more clear-headed when you're depressed. I just wanted to say that you're just totally awesome.
Well, thanks. Yeah, it's...
what do you mean, hold on to your depression?
Well, basically, I would hope that you don't walk around depressed all the time, of course, but so many, unless it's a chronic condition like we have to medicate or jump off a bridge, there's a lot of things to be explored in depression where you get driven to such a point where there's no faking it and there's a lot of reality to be checked where most people pull back. It's a door you can walk in. If it leads to self-destruction, of course, that's no good. But I would, days I wake up depressed, I don't recoil. I just kind of go, okay, let's see how this feels, and I kind of walk through it for a while. Actually learn a lot about myself and things like that. It's like if you're working out and you got like 2 more reps in you, but you do 5, it's those last 3 where you learn, that's the workout.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not saying go out and get depressed, but there's things to be learned when you're that messed up.
And you should understand it a little bit, too, because it's...
I would rather deal with it than go get drunk.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not, if someone's so depressed they're going to die, maybe they need to see a doctor, but...
No, man, when I get depressed or down, I just kind of ride it out, and I understand it.
And also, there's a lot of humor in there as well.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I mean, there's, and all your great comics are, a lot of them are basket cases, because it's those vicissitudes that make that where you get the funny stuff from the extreme edges, I think.
Yeah, all right.
My girlfriend bought me a down jacket because she said it fit my personality.
That's Jay London.
Yeah,
Harry.
right.
He's on the other side of the spectrum from what you do, and Jay London. And people enjoy him too, though, and there's a place for him in this world as well. And all right, very good, Jay. Thank you, Henry.
Yes, sir.
It's always a pleasure. So, Shock and Awe, the DVD is going to be released February 15th.
Something like that, yeah.
And also, you do the Henry's Film Corner, right?
Yeah, it's a show I have on the Independent Film Channel.
Do you just show your favorite films or something? Or?
Well, we talk about. I bring in cool guests. We're gonna this month on the show is Daryl Hannah, and I find her interesting just because she made the leap from big screen to independent screen, and she's actually doing really cool, really edgy stuff, like with people like John Sayles.
And she also knows how to take a punch.
Yeah, I guess she still has some glove marks from where Jackson Brown was just warming up in the bullpen.
My
But do you think, like, I like Daryl Hannah, but do you think going from big screen to independent is a leap, or it's more like a tumble? It's not like an upward mobility thing.
Well, I asked her, I said, you were such the face, like in the 80s with Splash and all this stuff.
Wall
Street.
Street.
She said, yeah, and it was like
Wall
really
Street,
nice. There was like big paydays. But she said, you didn't get any acting done. And I said, okay. And she says, now I get to act. And I think it's a somewhat luxurious position, or you have a few million in the bank to be able to go make relatively way less money in the independent world. But that being said, she's rocking the Tarantino thing, this Silver City, the John Sayles film she was just in. John Sayles is, actors, break their legs trying to get in his movies. He's a really, high fiber, high calorie guy, and she's great in Silver City. She's like really edgy and completely nails it. And so I just think it's interesting that she's prospering in the independent world, and she's happier because she's getting to act. And so she struck me as a really cool person. I didn't know what to expect, and she was really cool, good interview. But that's kind of where the show is at. We interview people, we talk about kind of edgy and independent films, documentaries, and we leave the big Jennifer Lopez films for like the big stations to talk about.
I don't know, that Jersey Girl, though, with Jennifer Lopez and Affleck, I think, that was a really good one, though, because I didn't know what was going to happen at the end.
Henry, we're going to let you go.
Okay.
We would love to maybe get you on the phone after the Siberia trip, man, because I'm sure you'll have a story or two to tell.
Yeah, I sat in the restaurant car with a man I couldn't understand, and I saw a lot of snow. The end. I don't know.
Yeah, right. Well,
I'm a very able masturbator, and I'm going to work on refining my technique on this Trans-Siberian journey.
Nice. Good luck to you, my friend.
Thank you.
It's Henry Rollins, everyone. Thanks, Henry.
See you guys.
Bye.
There he goes, Henry Rollins.
You could tell from the instant feedback, a lot of people are very, very protective of our little Jimmy.
No, that's why
they lashed out and did not come back with any liking for.
I knew Jimmy could hold his own though when he went into the whole Richard Pryor thing. That was awesome.
Well, I didn't.
Was all that the real dates and everything?
Of course it was.
Like Rain Man.
That was Rain Man-esque. You're right.
And again, it was my only issue there was not again about Pryor or whatever, but just when I mentioned stand up. It was kind of and again, he explained himself. It was just kind of a weird attitude I took. Like, I'm not going to do dog jokes, almost like that's what stand-ups do. It's like, well, wait a minute, man. Come on.
Yeah. Like, well, you don't have to be a bad stand-up.
Yeah. But, I mean, whatever.
It led to a good conversation there about comedy. I didn't mind that at all.
Someone wrote an instant feedback that said, Henry Rollins was playing Pryor records while you were banging cheerleaders. A bunch of comedians.
Jay London, anything?
I've just had a great time here. I'm more of in a catatonic state, but I think that's just where I should be right now.
I don't think Henry appreciated your brand of humor. Guy was
no.
detecting a little, he said, you open up with jokes like the one that you told, and you'll be eating tuna casserole at your mother's house.
Well, it wasn't a tuna, it was a casserole.
A casserole?
It wasn't even a tuna casserole, which is a lot better than
maybe where Henry's
casserole.
From, casserole is a very fancy dish, and maybe that's a compliment.
Shepherd's pie.
Yes.
Well, I think Jay London is hilarious.
He's hilarious.
And I will be at Caroline's this weekend when he performs. Why don't we take a break and we'll wrap up this mess?
And then
Oh, you got me.
But
let's listen in on a show prep meeting in the Opie and Anthony laboratory.
Hey guys, anyone want a bagel?
No! Stop ruining the show, Eric.
The Opie and Anthony Show. Feel the love. And Anthony Show. XM 202.
All right. We didn't even get into the State of the Union thing, Anthony.
No, I wanted to...
we got a couple minutes here.
Comment. I watched it. The smug George Bush got up there. He's really a pro these days, though, man. He can stand up there. He can deliver a speech without flubbing lines. He's a very professional speaker these days. It's amazing. He got up there. He did a lot of the winking, the little... Yeah, he looks at his buddies in the crowd and gives that smirk and little like when they're applauding, he'll look over and give it like a how you doing, wink, nod, and just comes off really cocky and
Swarmy?
Smarmy, yeah.
Smarmy or Schwarmy?
Smarmy.
Schmarmy?
Hey, Swami!
I didn't say Schwarmy.
You gotta fluence these dice.
Unless you're a dumb Bob Kelly who always says schmarmy. That's schmarmy, idiot. It's like schmarmy's not a word, dummy.
Schmarmy.
Did they applaud? I didn't notice any applause last night during the State of the Union. Did they actually clap a little bit?
Oh, my God, the applause breaks.
Jimmy's, I think he's being sarcastic.
It was like watching Danzig give a speech. I was so irritated. 30 seconds.
And then we're gonna work on Social Security, okay? All right. Hey, everybody, all right, huh?
Oh, that jerk off. That crowd will applaud at anything.
Hey, hey, remember me on Taxi? Wasn't that good? Yeah, all right. Social Security, everybody. Thoughts and prayers.
It was Bush getting up there and kind of, he's on a high. He's kind of riding it out. Everyone in Iraq didn't die on Election Day, so it's looked at like a positive thing that happened.
Yeah.
He got up there. He talked about that. I think some of the Republicans in there that were for the whole Iraq situation had ink on their fingers. Did you notice this?
Yes.
A lot of them were giving the peace sign with blue ink on their index finger, like it's a solidarity with the Iraqi people.
Is that I see? I misinterpreted.
Oh.
I thought they were all giving Hummers and giving, of course, the old inch-in finger.
The old tickle up the poop chute and came out. Why would it come out blue?
The old crack tickler.
Because it was Papa Smurf that they were fingering.
You know what? They're really brave with their blue finger and giving the peace sign. Perhaps if there was some nut running around that room last night that would randomly pick up people and chop their heads off for having the blue thing, then it would be true solidarity. There would be a little danger in having your finger being blue like they were in Iraq.
Did you get a little choked up? I just saw it today. I didn't see it last night when the two ladies were hugging.
Oh,
that was kind of nice.
Yes.
The
kind of emotional. Little Iraqi people that had voted, hugging the parents of a dead Marine, which was a little.
Yeah, Bush looked like he was ready to cry.
He did.
I hate that stuff.
Yes,
it's like stage
Jay,
looking.
he cried a little.
I didn't cry.
The
president cried.
Yeah,
the president got a little emotional, but the big thing was on Social Security.
Well, you want to listen to the opening statement?
Sure.
But I want to play like Star Wars music.
Star Wars music?
But Opie.
What Star Wars music, though?
This music.
Darth Vader? Yeah.
Vice President Cheney, members of Congress, fellow citizens. As the new Congress gathers, all of us in the elected branches of government share a great privilege. We've been placed in office by the votes of the people we serve. And tonight, that is a privilege we share with newly elected leaders of Afghanistan, the Palestinian territories, Ukraine, and a free and sovereign Iraq.
Tatooine.
Hell, Lord Vader.
Oh, that's right, the applause break.
That fits great.
Doesn't it fit great?
That really fits well.
All right, well, that was the opening statement.
Yeah.
And the State of the Union is strong. You want to hear that clip, Anthony?
Oh, they always say that.
But let's hear it with this music. Not that music. The next
Not
cut.
that music, Opie said.
Is there a difference?
Oh, look, there's an argument going on between Derek and Eric.
Kick ass, kick ass.
Kick his ass.
Noah would have got it right.
Fight.
Go with the other one. He hasn't told you anything? They're now talking into our ear.
Oh, you heard that?
It only goes into my ear?
Unless he hits another button, then it's me.
Oh, is he ready now?
No.
You ready now, Derek? Thumbs up? Okay, so here's the State of the Union. It's strong. Let's play it with this music.
2 weeks ago, I stood on the steps of this Capitol and renewed the commitment of our nation to the guiding ideal of liberty for all. This evening, I will set forth policies to advance that ideal at home and around the world. Tonight, with a healthy, growing economy, with more Americans going back to work, with our nation an active force for good in the world, the state of our union is confident and strong.
Another applause break.
Did I tell you there was that one thing he said that I thought was really brilliant? I was like really surprised he said it. He said that what they have to do is work on the country for their children and their grandchildren's futures. And I thought, like, wow, for a president to say that, I mean, that's really going out there on a limb. Yeah, that was something else.
And I like the how you see the Republicans and Democrats split up.
Yeah.
into two halves, and the Republicans, of course, will applaud everything he says, and the Democrats, they'll sit back, especially on a lot of the policies, and not applaud, but then when they say something like, we must have a future for our children and their children, everyone stands up, even Hillary Rodham, she'll be clapping, and all the Democrats stand up and applaud it because, what are they going to look like? They don't care about the kids?
She's
Everyone
just
can get
awful.
behind the children.
What's that?
Everyone wants to get behind the children.
Behind the children.
Behind them.
Who doesn't, huh? Get behind a young one.
Especially a young Laotian boy, maybe.
Tussle that hair. Leave him all confused with a tear rolling down his cheek.
He can't speak English, so the Detroit police send him back in. That would have been funnier if I said Michigan, where Dahmer was really from.
You idiot.
I really am a moron. Why did I have to mention the state? That's too clever for the room, and it bombed. Good for me. Asshole. I should have given it a zip code, fat tits.
I'm wondering if we should try some of his speech with the Jaws theme. You wanted to hear the Social Security thing?
Well, that's one of the most controversial things he's working on now is a reform of Social Security. Apparently, we're running out of money. People are living a little too long these days. The money that's going into Social Security...
Well, the government will take care of that.
Yeah, well...
Behind closed doors, they'll take care of that.
That seems to be the problem. Years ago, they said Social Security, for every one person on Social Security, 16 people were working, paying for it. That seems to be something that works. And now they're down to, I believe, 3 people working for it, and it's going to get down to 2 and 1, and then the whole system goes broke because it's what amounts to a pyramid system. There's people working at the base of the pyramid to pay for a retired person at the top of the pyramid. When those pyramid scams break down, it's because there's not enough people at the bottom paying for the more people at the top. Because people are living longer, they're working longer, Social Security is running out of money. So his idea is to privatize a little bit, to make you responsible, to have your own personal retirement account that comes out of the money that would normally just go in Social Security. So now you can put it in an investment account.
There's, the thing with, I had a thought and I forgot it.
Oops.
Coming off what he just said?
No, but it was about Bush.
You hear how articulate Anthony was?
I was watching the speech last night, and it was kind of... I don't know what the Democrats' real problem is with taking some of the money that would normally go into your Social Security tax and putting it into some very conservative investing in mutual funds. I'm not talking about taking your nest egg for your future and putting it in Enron. And they're not even talking about that because there are a lot of safeguards that are going to be put in place. It's more like mutual funds and not any one single stock. It's done over time. You can't just take your entire investment and pour it into the stock market. But it does make sense because throughout history the market's always trended up. And I think it's a better idea than just have it on the backs of the working people to pay for people that are retiring. Thank you. Thank you.
You should be president.
Thank you. Thank you. No. Thank you. Thank you. And I believe... Thank you. Thank you. I would like to continue and tell... Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, people. Surprised you there, huh?
Very good.
And
that's funny.
I disagree, by the way, with privatizing Social Security.
You do?
Yeah, the answer is very simple. When you get to a certain age, they euthanize you.
Now there's an idea.
Suicide should be
Why
legal.
should Grandpa be soaking up all our good money?
As you're blowing out your 80th birthday cake candles, a couple of large men come in with clubs and push your face into it until your feet stop moving.
What are gloves?
I don't know. I don't know. Sounds that Connor and Lacey make?
Oh, my God.
All right, Anthony. So why don't we... You articulated that beautifully, but let's see what President Bush has to say about Social Security.
All right.
But with this music playing.
One of America's most important institutions, a symbol of the trust between generations, is also in need of wise and effective reforms.
Chasing Cheney around in fast
Social
motion.
Security was the great moral success of the 20th century, and we must honor its great purposes in this new century.
Girl with big boobies comes up slowly behind him at the podium, turns around, puts that shocked face on, and salutes.
Gary Condon's running around with his shovel chasing Chandra Levy. Her arms are going wildly up in the air.
He goes in one door, she comes out of it.
She's got leaves stuck to her.
Wow. Fixing Social Security permanently will require an open, candid review of the options. Some have suggested limiting benefits for wealthy retirees. Former Congressman Tim Penny has raised the possibility of indexing benefits to prices rather than wages. During the 1990s, my predecessor, President Clinton, spoke of increasing the retirement age. Former Senator John Burroughs suggested discouraging early collection of Social Security benefits. The late Senator Daniel Patrick Moynihan recommended changing the way benefits are calculated. All these ideas are on the table. I know that none of these reforms would be easy, but we have to move ahead with courage and honesty, because our children's retirement security is more important than partisan politics.
That's right. Yeah. Want to try one more?
How'd you like to mow my lawn? Huh?
Well, we could try one more from the speech. You know, something that everyone is very interested in, Anthony. It's fighting terrorism and seeking peace, obviously. That's a concern of every American, right?
Yes, it is.
So if you could start the music for this one.
Our nation, working with allies and friends, has also confronted the enemy abroad with measures that are determined, successful, and continuing. The Al-Qaeda terror network that attacked our country still has leaders, but many of its top commanders have been removed. There are still governments that sponsor and harbor terrorists, but their number has declined. There are still regimes seeking weapons of mass destruction, but no longer without attention and without consequence. Our country is still the target of terrorists who want to kill many and intimidate us all. And we will stay on the offensive against them until the fight is won.
Oh, that was frightening.
Music makes things better.
Yeah.
Unless it's a guy talking backwards and a fan sends it in thinking that it's going to help and it just didn't. You spoiled the bit, stupid. It would have been great that you slowed down the backwards guy talking, but you put music to it.
What an idiot.
Way to go off the freaking track.
Well, you said music.
Jackass. I forgot all about that, Jimmy. Now I got to find that thing. Actually, you know what we have to play really fast before we get out of here?
Yeah.
Remember when Jimmy farted in Washington?
Oh, yeah.
I got nervous.
Ruined the whole beginning of our show down there.
Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to have time to play What Did We Learn on the Opie and Anthony show today.
Do it tomorrow.
Although Rob on Long Island writes, I learned that Ramon is a little Guatemalan.
Ramon.
And Pinchy from Cleveland learned that Ant thinks Rent Boys is steamy.
I don't agree with the content, but you can't deny it's not steamy.
You sure can't.
I'm sure gay guys reading that is steaming up everything.
Not if you examine your heart and your mind and that lump in the front of your jeans.
And Mike from Boston writes, Jay Moore loves cocks.
Nice.
And we got to play this. So, yeah, Norton farted when we were in Washington earlier this week. And I don't even know who did this. He should get credit because it's pretty good. One of our listeners put this together.
Who said that he rang up, the Scores told him he rang up, it was over 50 grand, something like that?
Yes.
Over, Jesus Christ, Jimmy.
What?
Holy shit. Oh, my God. The worst spell ever in my life. Oh, my God. It won't go away. That is disgusting. Disgusting. It's in my nostrils. Dude, that's horrific. Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God, shut up. I can't function. It won't stop. It's awful.
I had a burger on the Metro line.
Oh, my God. I need something. I'm going to throw up.
It could be the worst one ever. It's like rotting eggs. How cool is that?
I like the fact they put my one-line explanation in.
Yeah. He was on the train and
anxious.
Burger, and he was anxious, a little nervous.
Well, we don't have time to play Alphabet Remix, guy.
Oh, this idiot.
Do we have time? How much time we got?
Throw it in there real quick. See if we got time.
3 minutes? Okay.
3 minutes.
You got to actually turn
1
the
minute.
music down, though. 'cause
Yeah,
this
turn
is
the music off for a second. Remember when the guy, what was his name? Phelps guy
Yeah,
from the
the
60s
guy,
channel?
yeah.
He did the alphabet backwards really fast. It took like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Well, a guy took that and he reversed it and slowed it down to see if he was actually doing the alphabet.
Sounds like a great idea, and it would have been cool if we could have listened to that to see if he actually said the alphabet backwards really quickly. But this guy put music behind it, and you can't hear shit.
All right, listen to this.
ZYWTSRQP on JHFECBA.
What? More drums, asshole.
Yeah, Mixmaster Zilch, you fucked up the bit.
Yeah, we're all annoyed by this guy. He really messed up the whole bit.
What an idiot.
Good
If
idea,
you're going to
but-
put something together that is going to help us maybe try to figure out what the guy was saying, why would you put mix music behind it? You dumb ass.
Send it without the music. Oh, Jay London, by the way, plug at Caroline's tonight through Saturday or Sunday?
Basically through Sunday.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm going to go see Jay London. For tickets to Caroline's, it's 212-757-4100. Want to thank Jay London for stopping
thank
by
you.
today.
I had a great time. I'm just totally immersed in the whole action.
If you want to come by tomorrow, you're more than welcome, okay?
I learned a lot
Jessica,
today.
where are you going to be next?
I have a show every Saturday.
Program complete.